Hello everyone, welcome to Thursday Night Racing here in the IRC. We've had a week off, so we should be all primed and ready to go after that action-packed race in Monaco 2 weeks ago. And goodness me, it was an action-packed race, wasn't it? We'll go over what happened in Monaco in just a jiffy. But of course, before we do, we've got to make an introduction to this monstrous racetrack. Look at that, we have got a new circuit on the IRC calendar for the first time in IRC history. We are going to Vietnam then for round 9 of this year's World Championship of Season 8, believe it or not. Goodness gracious me. So this is going to be a cracking race. Looking forward to this one because oh, sorry, I got a tickle in my throat already. That's not good. Yeah, so this is going to be a cracking race. This is a difficult track, isn't it? As you can see, it's very unique looking as well, isn't it? 23 turns around this 3.4 mile circuit, and this is going to be a phenomenal race. I have no doubt about that at all. Then, as you can see, we got this the first time we're racing around here as well. It's going to be the first time that we're racing around here before Formula One is as well. So unfortunately, we cannot really anticipate what is going to happen around here. What I do know what's going to happen around here is it's going to be action, isn't it? It's going to be like a horror movie, isn't it? A horror movie. It's going to be like an action movie, isn't it? Hopefully, in a horror movie, it might be a horror movie for someone, depending on especially if they have a poor qualifying, where they might be at the back of the field, perhaps. Then, oh dear. But yeah, this is going to be a good one as well. And this is our second of the triple header. Well, that's a horror, isn't it? This is our second of the three very frightful races. Monaco, Vietnam, and then Singapore is next week as well. So yeah, this is a very tough part of the season, isn't it? And I've got to say, it's brutal, isn't it? And this is where some drivers might look back on this and think this is where he lost the championship, or where he gained ground in the championship, depending on what happens in these next few races and so on. Then anyway, let's quickly go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? As I quickly get up the road stream as well, and then we'll be getting going as well. Of course, we're just waiting for the time to start ticking down, and we'll be on track in just a moment's time then as well. So really good stuff indeed. Then I was just in a comment on old YouTube. Let me get it up then with me contraption phone. There it is. Beautiful stuff indeed. Then, and oh gosh, there. Sprint said, "Evening, Sean. Good evening, Sprint. I hope you're having a lovely time indeed." Then, and well, I hope he has a good race tonight as well. Of course, I'm talking to Sprint. Well, he was the man of the moment, wasn't he? He was the king of Monaco, as he got his first ever IRC race win, didn't he? In absolutely fine style as well. And that is our third race winner of the season as well. Brilliant stuff indeed there from from Sprint. Now, gosh, excuse me, gosh. Oh dear. Yeah, I've got I've got a bit of man flu coming. Anyway, there we go. I've cleared my old throat. I've wet my whistle. Let's go. Right then. So in the chat, so Sprint won last summer, but it hasn't improved his championship position. But it has improved his points tally by quite considerably, hasn't it? And I think that was Toro Rosso. AlphaTauri got an incredible race last time, because it was a 1-2, wasn't it? They had 4 points there, 4 bananas, it really was there. 22 points then separates Max and Steed, and that is the two guys at the top of the standings. And T. Sammy unfortunately had a no score in the end of Monaco, didn't he? So he is in third position still. Sprint, brilliant race win last time out in fourth position, while Matt has moved up into fifth position, as Roscoe has dropped down to 6 after Matt's incredible drive to second last time out. Really good stuff indeed, wasn't it? Seventh position was Timmy, Asdog and Harry have swapped positions there. Asdog moving up to 8th, Harry dropping down to 9th then, and Hogg and Val have moved up to 10th and 11th position, with Fizzy dropping down 2 positions as well. Completing the point scorers, there's Penny on 6 points, and PB is on a solitary point at the moment. In the constructors, AlphaTauri's at 1-2 in Monaco last summer. They're hoping for the same again here tonight. Well, they are 15 points in front of Ferrari, who are second, and Alfa Romeo have gone from first to third, unfortunately, after what happened in Monaco. Haas also dropping down a position in fourth position as well. And then it's status quo. McLaren is still fifth, Red Bull is still sixth, Mercedes, Renault 7th and 8th, 9th position is Racing Point, and Williams are still yet to get off the mark as well then, as we are now counted down to the race, and here we go then. This is going to be a cracker, I have no doubt about that then. I'm really looking forward to this one. Of course, I'm going to get completely lost. 23 turns, goodness me, I struggle to count past 16. That's why I like Monaco, that's why I like Australia so much. But you can see this is going to be a cracking one, isn't it? There's two very long distinctive straights as well, and look at this, and you can see there is turn 3, I think that's turn 2 actually, isn't it? Goodness me, look at that. It's like a mini version of the very scary and monstrous turn 3 of Russia, which is quite apt because that's where Formula 1 is tomorrow, and luckily I've got a day off tomorrow as well, so I'm going to be chilling and enjoying the practice live for the first time this season, so I'm loving that as well. So that's why I'm in such a giddy mood then, and why also may sound like I'm also sounding a bit drunk as well. But yeah, so this is round 9 then of IRC season 8 then as well. Of course, then round 10 next week is Singapore, and that is a very difficult, such a difficult couple of tracks coming up as well, because it doesn't even relent after that, because then we're on to Japan now, and of course that was the race of the season last season, wasn't it? So oh goodness me, I can't wait for that. And Fizzy probably looking forward to going back there as well after he's had an alright start to the season, hasn't he? But of course, compared to last season, I think he is he'll be very disappointed with what has gone on so far. Right, then we started qualifying then, and let's see what we started qualifying then, so let's see what who is going to master this track then. Who's going to master this track then, as well as of course this is very much this is going to be very much a very what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. This is very much of course this is a new ground for everyone out there, isn't it? They may have had a bit of practice, but that is about it, isn't it? So yeah, so this is now the real deal, isn't it? Well, practice is over, practice is done and dusted. Now we get on to the real thing, and here comes Sam Karts now, who is now then on the who is now out there among 2 DRS zones around the circuit, one in between at turn, well, I'm not even sure if that's, I think that's between turn 3 and 4, isn't it? And then as we come around this very distinctive, very long left-hander as well. I think though that this is very similar to a Formula E circuit, isn't it? But it's a very long version of a Formula E circuit, isn't it? So we're watching Sam coming down the back straight as well now, as we're on board then with Sam then. At the moment, and he is not using the DRS out for the second part of the course then. And he has a lost connection, Sam has then, so that's unfortunate, as we was watching Sam, so we're going to have to go to the McLaren instead. And of course McLaren got a beautiful rainbow now on their halo there, and of course that is very apt, isn't it, and very important there. Of course it's the We Racers 1, isn't it, for Formula 1 is supporting this season, and of course I think that is a very important message as well. Timmy then is out on circuit mode, and in the McLaren at the moment he is in 7th position in the World Championship, 91 points adrift of the top runners at the moment, as we're on board now then with Timmy, as he is just navigating his way through the final part of the course. Look at this, I was left right, goodness me, that last part of the course is going to be very difficult. And you can see then the pit lane is just on the outside of 21 then, as we now coming to 22 and 23 as well then. And now he comes over the grid hatchings and to start his lap, and I think there's 3 DRS zones around here, not 2, so that just shows how much I know about this circuit as well. Goodness me, I'm absolutely rubbish, and I should have got out the old fact book, shouldn't I, and really checked myself as we're just watching 2 minutes. He's coming through turn 2 now then. It tightens up on the exit, doesn't it? And it's very curious, turn 3 and 4 there, so look how narrow it is that I can see someone's going to be pushed into the wall, and there's going to be a lot of tears in the race there, isn't it? And I think there might be some tears in qualifying as well. We've already got a Ferrari who's having a couple of issues down the back straight as well. There's a Timmy there, look how close to the wall he's getting as well, as he's going through turn 5, I think it is now, into turn 6, and now we're coming down the long back straight as well. DRS is not available yet, and we're waiting for the DRS zone. As you can see, it's coming up, there it is, there's the line, and Timmy is on it like a car bonnet. Beautiful stuff indeed then, as he is now coming down into the hairpin, albeit there is very similar to very similar to China, isn't it, where it's like got like a little little kicking. Well, it's not even at all similar to China, is it? Goodness me, I'm talking rubbish. But it's a hairpin, and there's like a turn straight after it as well. Now after this is left, right, isn't it? As you can see, we're just threading your way through the concrete walls, aren't you? It's like threading the eye of a needle through here. It's going to be very difficult indeed, isn't it? During the race, I'm looking forward to the race. It's going to be fantastic, isn't it? It's very grey, it's very dull out there, isn't it? And goodness me, I wonder if we're going to have a threat of rain out there. I haven't heard much about rain yet. As you can see, Timmy has run out of hers then as he comes across the line and sets the first time of the day then, as Williams in the background, it seems to be on and out like that. Rizzle is just starting his lap as well, so we're just looking at the second Ferrari of Maxi, the championship leader. Lovely helmet there from Maxi. So here comes the championship leader coming out of turn 23, and gotta say 23 is a very difficult corner to get right. I seem to always get it wrong. I'm very much in the wall. Of course, I feel like you can go quicker than what you should be going around there. 35 for Maxi. He's a second, 9/10 second in front of Timmy. Not anymore though, because Hog has set a very good time now. Goodness me, Hog there, very close to Max indeed. Sprint now, trying to continue on from his incredible form in the Monaco Grand Prix. Val has just gone second faster than the Mercedes as well. Lovely stuff indeed there for Val, as they're coming over the line. Very nice indeed there. Timmy Fizzy's just got across the line now. He is sixth faster as well. JJ up into 8th position, and Snap, of course, great to see Snap back in action as well. Rizzle sticks navigating his way through the final part of the course as well. Roscoe's done a 39. T Sammy is fast at the moment. He's a 10th a second in front of Max at the moment. And we're just watching Max's teammate. Oh goodness me, there he's coming into the pits. That's a very late entry into the pits, the window there. I don't think he's going to get the book thrown at him. His Asdog has lost a lot of wing now, hasn't he? And he's also in the pits as well. Steve is just started us up as well in the man who's second in the World Championship. We're just watching, well, he was watching the McLaren, but I think we should be watching Josh, as Josh is coming into the final turn as well. 22, and now into 23 as well. And here he comes in, and look at this, taking 2 bites of the cherry on the steering wheel. And where does Josh put himself? Puts himself in the 9th position, a 10th a second in front of his teammate at the moment, as both Williamses there would like to get onto the go to the score sheet. I reckon one of these races, Monaco unfortunately they was a bit unlucky, but I reckon that either this race or Singapore could be one of their best chances then, because this is going to be a crazy race, isn't it? This one is, I was really looking forward to watching this race in the real world of Formula 1 as well, because I think that this is going to be a bit of a doozy, isn't it? And talking of a street race as well, I think that, I'm not sure if anyone's heard the rumours about Saudi Arabia. It's meant to be holding the race next season, isn't it? The 21st race on the calendar. I had a sneak peek. Oh goodness me, Harry there, very much the rear end, wagging along there like an excited dog. He comes across the line, and Harry goes into 7th fast at the moment. And good stuff there from the McLaren driver. There's a lot more time in the piggy bank note for the McLaren, I feel. He is 0.2 of a second away at the moment from his teammate. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, I've read rumours that Saudi Arabia is meant to be the 21st race of the championship next season, the real world of Formula 1, and Brazil is not even on the calendar, is it? Which is a very big blow, isn't it? To not have Brazil on, as that Steve has gone 5th fastest at this moment in time. In car 45 as well. Remember this time 2 weeks ago, we Steve was of course expecting the arrival of his daughter as well. So of course, and I think that was a safer and great stuff indeed, isn't it? As we're just watching the Haas there being wheeled back into the pits, and Penny is on circuit as well. Rizzle Sticks is going to go back out as well, but he's not even going to attempt there to take that turn there. So I think that was turn 3, wasn't it? Gareth from God King there says, good evening Sean there. Hello Gareth, I hope you're having a lovely day indeed then. I got to say, I'm very tired at the moment now, as of course I hope I get all the violins out for me, as I do feel a bit fragile at the moment. I won't be, but I don't think I'm going to be feeling as fragile as these drivers at the end of this race. That's all I can say. This is going to be a brutal race indeed. Oh, it's a Penny had oversteer there. I think that actually, sorry, it's understeer, wasn't it, halfway through the corner, and I had to correct that, and he's going to lose a bit of time there out of turn 2, isn't he? Now he's coming down the back straight as well then, as who just has Harry. Then he did have abundance of time in his pocket, and look at the times at the top there. 35.6, a 35.7, 35.7, 35.7, 35.7. Goodness me, there, I've got a stutter. Not only that though, it's so close, isn't it? Roscoe, Hogg, Harry, Val and Maxi all on the 35.7s there. It's so close, isn't it? They're fantastic. It is indeed, isn't it? As we're just watching Penny there, who is on course at the moment. Just taking a look then at the moment, we got 60. We're losing 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th in this qualifying session. Then of course this qualifying one is about knocking out the 5 slowest drivers then, and of course then in the drop zone at the moment is PB, Asdog, Penny, Sam Carts, who unfortunately we see him in the first part of qualifying. That's not the unfortunate part. The unfortunate part is that he has left the session. Hopefully we can get back in just a jiffy as well. As I've had a bag of Haribo really, and it's given me really bad cotton mouth, to be honest. I've got really dry lips. So if you hear me slurping halfway through it, I was just trying to get my lips wet there. This was coming through. I'm sure all of you guys really want to hear that, didn't you? Penny comes across the line and he goes 12th fast at the moment now. He's also in the 37s as well, and good stuff indeed there for Penny. He is in 12th position at the moment, and that's a lovely shot there of the Williams there. Just look at that. He's on the dolly wheels then, and he's just being wheeled back into the pits at the moment. Great stuff indeed. I was loving that. So just watching Ristlesticks there on the back straight. You've got the other Williams behind him as well then. That is JJ. Let's go on board with Ristlesticks as well. It's incredible this race, isn't it? I've got to say, you cannot be intimidated at all around this circuit, because if you will, you'll be lost at sea, and you possibly might be ending the race in the Armco barrier, and that's not what you want, is it? We're on board with Ristlesticks at the moment then, as he is one of a number of drivers who hasn't picked up a point yet this season. Can he change that here tonight in round 9? That is the beauty about and that is the beauty about IRC this season. It's the longest season in IRC history, with 22 races all around the globe, isn't it? We go from Australia to Bahrain, isn't it? That is the last race of the season, and so we go from Australia to Brazil to Vietnam, like we're here tonight. We've gone to places like France already. We've gone to Spain. We've gone to China, and now we're here in Vietnam as well. Ristlesticks goes into 13th fastest. Asdog there is on circuit mode, and Asdog and Ristlesticks might be very happy that Liverpool are 4-0 up then, which is great stuff indeed there. So me, Asdog and Ristlesticks is going to be very happy for that, of course, being Scousers that we are, as of course, of course, after Liverpool in the Premier League, which is alright, isn't it? I got to say, I celebrated quite heavily. Oh goodness me, Asdog there, and we talked about that earlier on. Oh goodness, look at the violence of that end plate. They're spinning around in the background. That's the sheer velocity and energy that is on these cars, isn't it? Even at such a low speed of turn 23. Did you see how many times that debris just spinned off there? JJ is in the wall. He is in the wall. He is out of qualifying, and that's the first victim of turn 6 there. And I wonder that, oh goodness me, the car is twitching. It must have been a violent impact there. JJ is out of qualifying. That is a big blow indeed, isn't it? And just watching Asdog as well then, as he is trying to drift it around there. So do I see a sprinkle of rain? No, not quite at the moment, but goodness me, it's good. I think we are going to get a sprinkle of rain. Let's take a look to see what Double's doing at the moment then. And at the moment, Double is coming back in the pits with 6 minutes to go. He's damaged the end plate there, and Double's going to have to he's going to have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? Just watching Snap at the moment, and Snap is down the back straight, but down the back straight as well. Yellow flags is fluttering again, because Ristlesticks has had an issue there out of, I think that's the end of sector 2. I think it is the end of sector 2. I'm still trying to get all the corner names right as well. Snap is in the red ball. Oh goodness me, there's a lot of sunshine there. This is only Snap's 5th start this season then. So Snap is back in the car. He hasn't been in the car since since the Hungarian Grand Prix back in round 5, Snap. So hopefully Snap's going to I think Snap might have a bit of a race rust here, but let's see what he can do in the Red Bull. He's done a 39 so far. Is he going to improve on that? And what a tough race to come back on after a couple of races out for Snap. And goodness me, he needs to be right on tip-top performance here tonight, doesn't he, in car 20? Let's see what he can do. And I don't think he has got car 20, so I've read that completely wrong. Snap comes out to the line now, and that's a brilliant time for Snap. He's in 15th position there. But unfortunately, in terms of this grid tonight, it's not good enough. It's not good enough to make him feel safe by any stretch of the imagination. He's in 10th on Rizzle Sticks, but he is not safe by any stretch of the imagination. We got Double still in the pits on set of time. PB, who doesn't usually make an appearance in qualifying, so I think he's only paid on race day, isn't he, PB? So we might not see him until the race itself then. So just watching Josh there coming down the back straight. We've got Sam, who is not in the session at the moment. He is missing in action. And we've got Double then, who is just adjusting, just kind of adjusting his frame mind there. Maybe just thinking about what he can do there. Of course, they're in park permit rules now, aren't they? They cannot change too much on the cars at all, can they? So Double there is probably just resetting himself there and getting himself psyched up to go back out onto the track and have another blast around this roller coaster of a ride, which is the Vietnam Grand Prix here in Hanoi, isn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed there. And I think the clouds are clearing it now. I think they are indeed there. And look at this, as Josh there struggling with a lot of understeer on that Williams there, isn't he? Oh, very close to the Armco there. Goodness me, you can't get any closer than that then, as he flicks through turn 22, 3 I should say. He is in 14th position, Josh is. Great time indeed there for the Williams driver, and the bar is getting lower and lower, isn't it? We're on board with Fizzy at the moment in the Mercedes head, as he is on the second of the the 3 DRS. So just not keep forgetting about the one in the pit straight as well. Where are the best places to overtake? Well, I've got to say Fizzy's going to demonstrate one now. Look at this, and brilliant stuff indeed. Then he's damaged the end plate on that Mercedes, hasn't he? Goodness me, he's going to have a lot of understeer, isn't he? The Mercedes driver is in car 21 Fizzy is, and that is not good at all, is it, for the Mercedes driver? And gotta say, that is a very oh, a kiss in the arm cut there, and goodness me there, I'm holding on to the seat of my pants here, and I'm not sure what Fizzy will be doing there, but goodness me then, I thought he was going into the wall there. There are no T cars, as I keep saying in qualifying these days, but there are no T cars in Formula 1 anymore. So if you damage the car, if you rip off the front wheel, the back wheel, any wheel at all, and you can't get back to the pits, you are done and dusted. Fizzy comes across the line, that's a lot of commitment there, and he's improved by 3/10 of a second there in the Mercedes. Double is back out on circuit as well. Let's go on board Double. As he is hacksawing away at the steering wheel into turn 2 as well. Goodness me, I have to straighten up the steering wheel. That Renault is not very pointy, is it? Goodness me. And he's having to really work hard, isn't he? Out of turn 2 then is now on the first of 3 DRS zones around here. And he's now coming into turn 4 and 5. Now accelerating away into turn 6 as well. And of course, this is where JJ went off earlier on there. Goodness me, Double there. I got to say, that is absolutely perfect there, isn't it, through that chicane there? Lovely stuff indeed there for Double then, as he is down the back straight. Once again, then DRS is available right there then. So the second half of the straight then is where it's going to get really interesting for the drivers, isn't it? This is where it's going to, a lot of the overtaking is going to happen, and I'm looking forward to that, because that is going to be a cracking, that's going to be cracking for the race, isn't it? We've got less than 2 minutes to go in this session. Now the times around here are 1 minute 35, isn't it? So that's quite a long old lap in Formula 1 these days. Roscoe is just gone fast as and he's done a 35.3. Is that Roscoe Evolution, or is that Track Evolution? Well, I think that's a bit of both perhaps. And of course, this is a new circuit. We might have more of a Track Evolution than before. What do I mean by evolution then? Of course, I'm not talking about the way that the world's evolved or anything like that, or the way I've evolved, where I've gone from a primate to a ginger. Or a orangutan, I should say, really. And I think that's more of an orange monkey, isn't it? Double's gone 17 fastest at the moment. Then what I mean by that then is of course that the track will get quicker and quicker. The more Pirelli rubber that is laid down, the quicker these cars are going to get, aren't they? They're going to Pirelli likes Pirelli rubber, doesn't it? So it's just going to stick to the track a little more then, which is always a bonus, isn't it? Rizzlesticks has found a second there in the middle sector. Fantastic stuff there from Rizzlesticks. He is out of deployment then, but he's only 2 corners away from home then. There's 22. Here's 23. Let's see what he can do then. He hasn't put DRS up. He doesn't need to, because he's up to 12 fastest. Good stuff indeed. Matt is having to come out on track then, because he is, I think he's feeling the need then, because he can see what's going on here then. A lot of times are getting quicker, albeit I think Matt might be safe at the moment now, because Penny, Josh and Snap are all in the pits then, aren't they? So that is not, so I don't think that Matt is going to be knocked out at this stage of qualifying, but he seems to be on the back foot. The man who finished second in Monaco 2 weeks ago. If Matt wants to repeat of that, he is going to have to find some As a double's gone too far, hasn't he? And he's just recovering now then, and that's going to be a yellow flag there from Matt, and that might have compromised Matt's lap as well, with just as the checker flag is fluttering in the breeze here in Hanoi, and that is it for qualifying one then. And at the moment, so we've lost Sam Karts, we have lost that Steve has gone fast as well then, and there are some times that are starting to really rapidly become impressive already, aren't they, in this session? Fantastic. Out qualifying is Sam Karts, out qualifying is PB, then we've got JJ, who unfortunately is in the Armco barrier. We've also got, as Matt comes into the pits, we've also lost a double by the looks as he is in the pits, and Snap out qualifying as well after a free race hiatus. He is back in. He's back in action now. Congratulations to Joshua. He is through into qualifying 2 for the Williams car. Absolutely fantastic stuff. As Jan has said, evening, Sean and guys. Hello, Jan. I hope you're having a wonderful. I hope you had a wonderful 2 weeks then. So as the car is now put on the dolly wheels, there it is then, and now they're going to swing the car around and put it back into the pits as well then, in this beautiful facility which is Vietnam. So of course it's the first ever time in IRC history that we are here in Vietnam then, and I've got to say it's an absolute privilege, isn't it, to watch these guys in action then. And at qualifying one then, that was kind of I think it was people, I felt to me then that there was a lot of people just trying to find their feet in that first part of qualifying as we get into qualifying 2 in just a jiffy as well then. Great stuff for Rizzle 6 also through into qualifying 2 as well. Great stuff indeed then for Rizzle 6 and in car 15 as the Ferrari mechanics are swiveling that car back into the pits. Maxi's already there. I think Maxi only did 1 lap, didn't he? And so did T-Sam as well, and they got to say they're very quick right from the outset there. Roscoe and Steve have been very impressive on their second attempts there, so this is going to get very juicy for qualifying 3, but of course we are not in qualifying 3 just yet, because we have got qualifying 2 still to come here in Hanoi as well, of course, where we're going to be losing another 5 cars, and the guys who starts in the top 10 must start on the tyres which they set their fastest time on, so you will see a variation of tyre strategy. We might have softs, we might have mediums, we might have hard tyres there out there, and for anyone who's new, who's joined us, said how do we know what tyres are what then? That's what I hear you asking, and let me tell you then, of course, the soft tyres, and those there they are on Timmy parading them absolutely beautifully while there. Timmy is lovely stuff. He is on the soft tyres there because he is on. How can we tell that? Because he's on the red mark Pirelli soft tyres. Medium tyres then is yellow mark tyres, and the hard tyres is the white stripe tyres as well then. As Timmy there coming through the final turn as well. And of course, Pirelli is the only tyre supplier in Formula 1 these days, isn't it? We haven't had a good old tyre roll, have we? Since 2006, I think was the last time we had a tyre roll, wasn't it? Where we had Michelin, or was it Michelin? I think I call it Michelin, so yeah. It's Michelin and the Bridgestone tyres, wasn't it? A good old tyre roll back then in 2006. Unfortunately, I think the writing was very much on the wall for Michelin after that horrific Grand Prix of America in 2005. Of course, we're only 6 cars started, remember, and I must say I was one of those idiots that sat there and watched it all. In a weird way, I quite enjoyed it just because I was really intrigued of what was going on then. As yeah, so I did sit there and watch it all really, and I just remember just looking at it and thinking and just being absolutely flabbergasted by it all. Really, I couldn't believe it. Really, I did actually expect there to be a I think it was 22 cars back then, wasn't it? No, it was 20 cars, wasn't it? Yeah, I was expecting there to be a 20 car race for America, and yeah, I just didn't believe there was only going to be 6 cars racing in that race. Of course, only the Bridgestone tyre cars was racing in that race, wasn't it? After the Michelin tyres kept failing on that banking of Indianapolis there, which was a bit unfortunate to say least. And of course, that was when Formula 1 was very political as well, with Max Mosley, Bernie Ecclestone, and all those old hats up there, Ron Dennis, Jean Todt, Flavio Briatore. He was a great crew, wasn't he? So we're going into qualifying 2 as well. Of course, the good old days as well. And the other big news in Formula 1 actually coming up is Stefano Domenicali is back in action as well. I think he's CEO of Lamborghini, isn't he? I think, or something like that. But yeah, it's great to see him. He'll be taking over from Chase Carey's position, won't he? Of the head of the main man in Formula 1, and good stuff indeed. Then Maxi got a qualifying ban. He is out of qualifying fine too then, as far as I can tell anyway, as I should have read my event notes, but unfortunately I have mislaid them there. I think that the dog must have read them there, as I used to say whenever I forgot to do my homework, which I think still is used today, isn't it? I don't know, I'm very old, you see. Timmy coming out on circuit now, you can see it's a very interesting pit exit there, because we feed out into turn 2 as well, don't we? Right in the sense there, and I gotta say then that's going to cause some interest in racing in race as well, isn't it? Lovely stuff there. So you can see then Timmy is on the medium tyres, and that's the yellow stripe Pirelli tyres, and of course he has got the DRS open as well. You've got a bit of heat haze down that back straight, isn't it? I gotta say I'm not seeing much of the sun at the moment, is there? And I'm not dubbing that rubbish newspaper there, so I'm going to cause all kinds of anarchy now, aren't I? I don't mean that rubbish newspaper. Of course I'm on about the sun in the sky there. Of course, I'm always against the sun after, because I'm a Liverpool fan, and so we're just coming down the back straight as well. Timmy there is just getting his tyres up to temperature, and he'll be going for a quick lap in just a jiffy as well. We got a lot of cars out on circuit already. Then with 2 minutes in the session gone already. Time is flying when you're having fun, isn't it, guys? Goodness me. Well, I'm not sure. I think you've probably all got me on mute by now, aren't you? Because you're fed up with my my waffle and all that kind of stuff. And talking of which, I haven't had a good waffle in ages, have I? I used to love having waffles and stuff. Is that film Shrek, I think it was, where a donkey was like, and in the morning I'm making waffles. I never had a waffle in the morning, and to be honest, I've got to say it's always usually been a tea time thing for me, but there you go. All that, but I think Eddie Murphy might just like him in the morning. Yellow flags is fluttering in this final part of the circuit. Timmy is coming out and starting his lap as well. Let's go on board with Timmy, the man who's been on pole position once before in the Canadian Grand Prix back in season 6 when he was driving for the Mercedes team, if I'm not very much mistaken. Now out of turn 1 there, now into turn 2 then. As I said, it's a mini version. Look how wide he's going. It's a mini version of Rush, isn't it? But just not at any kind of near speed as Rush there. Turn 3, I think he's navigating through beautifully well. As we're talking to Mercedes, we've got Mercedes who's having a bit of issues there in the final part of the course. Well, into 4, here it is now, another right angle now, and then into turn 5. It's very Mickey Mouse-esque this is, and look at this, and this turn 5 and it's very never-ending as well. Into turn 6, and that's where you've seen JJ having some issues there. And now we're coming down the long back straight there. So this is the backbone, so to speak, of the circle, isn't it? Goodness me. Yeah, it's so long down here. DRS there is, well, I'd say just before the halfway part of the straight there. As you can see, it's a very nice, gentle turn to the right hand. And now then, as we're breaking down, Timmy's got a bit too deep in there, hasn't he? He is going to lose a bit of momentum and time there, but he's still on the accelerator. Absolutely lovely stuff indeed then. He's gone purple in the second sector, of course. That is because he is the first man to set the time there. And now then, as we are just threading our way through yellow flags, that is one of the who's that? I'm not sure. It's that Mercedes who's had issues. We're just taking a quick look now. It's Fizzy there who's recovering. I'm wondering if Fizzy had a trip there, but he hasn't damaged the car there. And I am on board the right McLaren. I thought I was on board the wrong one. Timmy coming out of the final turn 22. I'm going to say that a lot of times tonight. And now into turn 23 as well. Timmy has run out deployment on the ERS. It shouldn't make too difference at the moment. And he's done a 36.881. Then he would love to do a 20-something, wouldn't he? Because then that means I think it'd be a home drive, wouldn't it? Hoggins gone faster again. He's on the soft tires, Hoggins, though, but that's a real big statement of intent there from Hogg. And Sprint once again. Then he has broken through the glass ceiling. Sprint hasn't he? Val has gone second fast as well. Good stuff there for Val and Hogg. They're brilliant stuff indeed. Then Sprint has broken through the glass ceiling, hasn't he? He is now really ascended, hasn't he, into a Grand Prix winner of IRC. And really, let's see what he can do as Fizzy's in the pits then. So I'm really interested to see what his next stage of his career is then. Surely it would have to get more wins under his belt then, but maybe, of course, it's been brilliant to see the rise of Sprint, hasn't it? Of course, he is the protege of Vanquish, isn't he? Of course, Vanquish, one of the IRC legends, isn't he? Really impressive driver, one of the maybe one of the best of all time. That is a massive statement to make, isn't it? And that's what I love about Formula One. Is everyone has an opinion, and I do. I did get to see Vanquish race in the Elites League of IRC, didn't I? And I got to say, it was very much it was a pleasure, wasn't it, to watch Vanquish. He was incredible on his day, wasn't he? Really brilliant stuff there, not only in terms of speed, but strategy calls as well. He was absolutely mighty. Josh has lost the end plates as well. But yeah, going back then, we was talking about Sprint there, who has now become a Grand Prix winner, and his ascendancy in IRC has been fantastic, hasn't he? Surely now regular race wins has to be the end then, but championship, surely, and that must be on this man's mind now. Of course, he won the Monaco Grand Prix, didn't he? And now regular wins has to become a thing for Sprint then, and then to elevate him to the next level of championship contender. And of course, we'll be watching that with interest, and I really cannot wait. I'd love to see Sprint there really in the battle there, battling away with the top guys of T Sammy, Steve and Max as well. Just watching Steve's on an outlap at the moment, and we just want T Sammy is just a couple of corners in front of Steve. I look at him, Fred. Now that's actually cracking stuff there. T Sammy there, interestingly, the world champion, by the way, a season 7, of course. How can you forget the man? T Sammy, of course, he was brilliant last season, wasn't he? And very much had the he didn't have the championship wrapped up by any stretch of imagination for until the very end of the season, but of course, I feel that he was under control for most of the season, wasn't he? He was definitely, I think, from quite about half to the season, he was definitely very much in championship winning mode, wasn't he? Which can sometimes be more dangerous, can it? But I think that T-Sammy controlled it very impressively as well. I think he only didn't score in one race last season, or he finished outside the points once last season, and that was in Hungary, wasn't it? So impressive stuff indeed there from the champion. Of course, this season he hasn't not started off as great as last season, but of course this season up until Monaco he was in the points more often than not. Of course, unfortunately in Monaco it didn't go too well, did it? And he was disqualified from the resorts there, wasn't he, after the incident with Hogg there, which is frustration got the better of T-Sammy, didn't it? But nevertheless, the lime green helmet is very much a signature, isn't it, of T-Sammy's T-Sammy. You know that T-Sammy's coming along when you see that lime green helmet in the car, and of course I think a lot of drivers will be very concerned when they see that green helmet in their rear mirrors as well. T-Sammy there just accelerating out of the hairpin as well, and he's gone purple in the second sector. That usually means the fastest of all, but of course I'm not sure how much I believe that then is, oh gosh, I've had a bit of Coke as well, gosh, of course, Coca-Cola, I do love a bit of Coca-Cola. To us, I'm more of a Pepsi man, to be fair, but I gotta say, I think the transition to Coke has been very good lately. T-Sammy coming out to 23 then, let's see what he can do as well. Still got a bit of ERS there, so management for the ERS for T-Sammy is on point, and he is third fastest mode then. Interesting stuff there. I gotta say, this has really whetted my appetite before the race itself then. Very good stuff indeed then. Steeder coming out turn 22 and into 23 in the Haas. Let's see what we can do from the Haas Ferrari, and he goes fifth fastest as well on the medium tyres. That is the quickest of the medium runners as well. Roscoe is just starting us up then. Fizzy is in this middle. I think that's debris off the Ferrari. It's Rizzles, and that's an outlap as well for Rizzle 6, so that is very disappointed. Fizzy we're on board with now in the Mercedes, and I keep calling it McLaren. I'm not sure why, probably because it's a black car, isn't it? Goodness me. But of course, McLaren did have a black car, didn't they? I think it was 2015, wasn't it? I got to say, my favourite McLaren was definitely the chrome McLaren. Oh, beautiful, wasn't it? 2006, that version was absolutely stunning, wasn't it? Really. Oh my goodness me! Fizzy there is over the edge. He's over the edge, and that's it. He's beyond the limits of the car. And oh gosh, he's in the wall there. Fizzy was, but he was giving all kinds of welly there, wasn't he? Goodness gracious me there. Unfortunately, he has gone into the wall there. He's damaged the end plates there, and he's going to come straight back in the pits there. So luckily he's done it near the pit lane. He's got 5 minutes to go in this session. Well, 6 minutes really, aren't they? 6 minutes to go in this session, and so he needs to probably get in the pits, change that nose cone, come back out pronto. Roscoe, who was a peak performance in qualifying 1, qualifying 2, is only 7th fastest moment on the medium tire nonetheless. And what's this saying to us, guys? I think it is saying that we might, a lot of the top runners who want to go onto the medium tires might not be able to. Penny there, the back end is really not happy with that racing point, is it? Goodness me, Penny's back end was wagging like a dog's tail as well, as he is now down the back straight now. Matt is on track as well. He's done a 37.6 moment. That is not good enough to get himself into qualifying 2 at the moment. Josh is in qualifying 2. Fantastic stuff there from Josh. one of the newer members of the IRC paddock, isn't he? And he's the moment, and he is on course for his best qualifying performance of the season so far. Brilliant stuff from Josh. Absolutely stellar stuff indeed. Then as Penny there, who is of course one of the old hands of IRC now. So, oh, look at that debris there! Oh goodness me, he's run over the debris, and he is on the hard tires as well. Penny is there. So Penny probably preferring to go onto the medium tires there just to give himself a bigger window as well. That is what's happening here. A lot of you guys might be wondering why they're going on the medium tires, and it's of course to give themselves a better opportunity for the race itself. Soft tires are quickest as Penny coming through the final turn. They're hesitating now, turn 23 there, wasn't he? And I think he lost a lot of time there from Penny. I'm wondering then if he was just trying to get the feel of the circuit. Matt's 3 tenths of a second up in the moment. Josh is going to have another bite of the chair as well, but this time it's on the medium tires. We're going to stick with Matt for the minute then, so let's see what the AlphaTauri driver can do then. A lovely shot indeed. We're on board of the AlphaTauri as he's into the final part of the course as well then. And you can see, look at these zigzaggings, left, right. Goodness me, they're not getting dizzy, just going on board these drivers. Incredible, isn't it? And now into 22 as well. And now then accelerating on to putting on the loud pedal quite nicely indeed. Final turn then from Matt. This is looking much more competitive, and it's brilliant. It's almost 2 seconds of improvement on his first time, and he is in full fastest on the soft tyres. Lovely stuff indeed then, as now he's getting very interesting as well. Penny in 12th position mode, and Josh is a second down. He's had some issues somewhere, Josh has, so we're going to leave him to it for the minute then. And Val is also up in second position as well. And so just on board there. So I think Fizzy, no, it is. So Rizzlesticks is in front at the moment. So let's keep an eye on what Rizzlesticks can do then, as we are now coming to the final part of qualifying. Then, of course, this qualifying format it's been in the fruition more or less same format, apart from that really rubbish knockout qualifying in 2016, wasn't it? I think it was, wasn't it? 16 or 17, where someone got knocked out every 30 seconds. It was really weird, wasn't it? I've got to say, it didn't really do much, did it? As Rizzlesticks has compromised his start of his lap, hasn't he? So he's going to be a bit slower down the back straight there, isn't he? As he goes into turn 1 as well. Then Rizzlesticks is. Oh, and he's also gone wide into turn 1 as well. Then, so not the best of start then for the Ferrari driver. He's on the soft tyres there in turn 2 as well. Yeah, the knockout qualifying has been of course has been apart from one now since 2006 in various skies. Of course, the first qualifying format though, of course, where you had to have race fuel on, didn't you? You get credits back, didn't you? In 2006, 7, and I think it was even in 8 as well, wasn't it? Something like that. 9, possibly 9 actually. Yeah, it was even for quite a while, wasn't it? I think before they changed it to so you can start on whatever tire you can and all that kind of jazz. Said, yeah, it's and so that was and I think with the tyre, I think the qualifying as it is now is probably one of the best qualifying formats we've had in Formula 1, isn't it? Albeit I used to quite like the one-shot qualifying as well. It probably wasn't the most entertaining for the fans at the circuit, was it? But I quite liked it where the pressure is very much on you, wasn't it? And of course, if you made one mistake, that was it. It doesn't matter, does it really? That was your time done and dusted. The aggregate qualifying was absolutely rubbish, wasn't it? In 2005, I think it was. I think it was 2005 when your 2 times got added together from the Friday and Saturday. Goodness me, that wasn't good at all. I think they dropped it about halfway through the season, didn't they? But yeah, that wasn't good at all. But yeah, the single shot qualifying was alright, wasn't it? Which is quite surprised being a David Coulthard fan, because I don't think Coulthard really enjoyed the single shot qualifying. Never did well around with it, did he? In fairness, I always remember he used to struggle a bit. Rizzlesticks there coming through the final turn, and he goes 6 fast. A great time there for the Ferrari driver. I got to say, I thought the first part of the lap looked a bit scrappy to me, but what do I know? Rizzlesticks did a great job there. Fantastic stuff indeed. And he's up in the 6th position there, and that's going to give a lot of drivers some squeaky bum time, isn't it, in the garages? And Fizzy goes fast as well. Wow, goodness me then. And all of a sudden then, this has become competitive, guys, hasn't it? Harry is 3 tenths of a second up in the first intermediate split time as well. We've got Timmy, who is coming out of sector 2 as well. He's a second up in the second sector as well. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Steve is in major trouble here, isn't he? Goodness me then. And I think that we got Harry and Josh that might be improving as well, so Steve might be very sweated. Roscoe is going to be in trouble. Asdog is out of qualifying. Goodness me. And Asdog's very difficult season continues, doesn't it, for the for the multiple Grand Prix winner of IRC. Timmy coming through the final turn, and Timmy goes fast as well now. Penny is on circuit, and it's Josh is the damage the car, and that is it then. Is Harry there? Can Harry be the one there that can really cause some major issues then for Roscoe? Roscoe is in the top 10 just about then, but I gotta say he's going to be sweating bullets right about now. Josh, I think it's damaged his car, so Josh isn't going to be able to complete his time then, and Penny's in the pits, and Harry is through, and a major blow because Steve is in qualifying. That's not the major blow. Out of qualifying is Roscoe. Goodness me then, as we're just on board with Rizzle 6, congratulations, he is through into qualifying 3. We have a Ferrari in qualifying 3 once again then. Brilliant 17 there for Rizzle 6. Hats off then to the Ferrari driver. Lovely stuff indeed then, and he is through into qualifying 3. Good stuff indeed there from Rizzles, and we've got a lot of cars on the soft tires. Let's take a look, shall we? So at the moment then, we have got everyone on the soft tires apart from Steve, who's on the medium tires. How is that going to play out in the race then? Interesting stuff, and I'm loving this then. I do like more variety of spice in my life, but nonetheless, I think having that one driver on the medium tyres and everyone else on the softs, and Steve's gone very much against the green, hasn't he? But possibly that might be the right strategy. We do not know. With this the first time we're racing here in Hanoi, we do not know what the strategy is, do we? I think the drivers have more of an inkling than I do, of course. So I'm rubbish with strategy. I just kind of used to drive around in circles till I felt like pitting, really. But of course, these guys, that's much more scientific from these guys, isn't it? They know, they've done their race runs, haven't they? They know exactly what they're doing. They know more or less what time to pit as well. They have backup plans for safety car, for damaged wings and all that kind of stuff. It's such a, you've got to have like 2 or 3 plans, don't you? Here, goodness me, I struggle to even have a plan, let alone 3. Yep, these guys are absolutely fantastic. Not only have they got to drive the car, they also have got to do strategy as well. And you can see that there's a lovely, you can see that's a great iconic name on the McLaren there, isn't it? Golf now, brilliant stuff indeed there. As he's getting wheeled back into it. Sorry, we've got a lot of pit footage here tonight, aren't we? I'm loving it. Really good stuff indeed there. Of course, the garage is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Pristine, as you expect in the world of Formula 1, isn't it? Everything is monitored right down to the minute detail, isn't it? And that is absolutely brilliant stuff indeed there. Of course, it's not been a very good day. It's not been a very nice day here in Hanoi, has it? Goodness me, it's been very gloomy over it, hasn't it? It feels like we've been in Britain all day, haven't we? Albeit, I've got to say, it has bucketed down earlier, and it really ruined my hair. My hairstyle, anyway, is I went from bed hair to wet hair, really, which is a shame. So my bed hair is usually pretty. I look like Johnny Bravo, really. Only problem is that I'm not blonde. We just got Val out on circuit as well. Then so Val then was also through in the qualifying for as well. I think Val has been impressive, hasn't he? He's been the top rookie so far this season. Dare I say? So I might ruffle up a few feathers there, but I think that Val has been a cracking addition, hasn't he, to IRC as well. And he is outscoring his teammate Fizzy, which is no mean feat at all. Of course, Fizzy, and that is a very impressive accolade to have on your CV, isn't it? To outscore a man of Fizzy's caliber, isn't it? So good stuff indeed there for Val. That just shows that this man has got abundance of talent, albeit the car may not be at the right window for both drivers at this moment in time. Then. So out of qualifying 2 then, we have Roscoe out. That's a huge shock to see Roscoe out of qualifying. Isn't the man who is 5th in the World Championship, and if I'm not very much mistaken, I am. He is 6th in the Championship, and he's out of qualifying. Azog struggling once again then in 12th position. Josh, great 13th position. Petty in 14th, and Maxi didn't set a time, down in a 15th position as well. As we now go into qualifying 3 as well. So I hope you're all ready and buckled up. This is going to get frantic in the not too distant future, in the not too distant future then. That's a lovely screenshot just then, wasn't it? Goodness me. It's a shame we learned something like that in the actual qualifying session, isn't it? Goodness me now. And Matt is already on track there, which of course that's cheating now, because the time hasn't even started. Now the time has started, and you can see they're all in a rush to get out on circuit, as you can tell. As you can see, it's deserted in the pit lane at the moment, but I don't think it'll be deserted for much longer, as the drivers there are just now focusing, and a lot of drivers are going to be sitting in their cars, and they just figured that perfect lap, hadn't they? And of course, who is going to get that perfect lap? Well, currently Steve, who was on pole position last time out in Monaco 2 weeks ago, wasn't he? And can he get another pole position on his CV this season? Well, currently Steve has got 2 pole positions to his name, hasn't he? He's had 7 podiums as well. Monaco is the first time where Steve was not on the podium, wasn't it? And up until that point, he had the most podiums of the season as well. And now it's joint with Maxi, who's got 7 as well. And that at the moment is the difference maker between Steve and Maxi and T Sammy, who is down in third position in the championship at the moment. Then as we're on board with the moment, every car is on track apart from these cars here, which is Rizzles, Fizzy, Val, Matt, and Harry. Then so there's quite a lot of cars that's not on track, isn't there? Goodness me. As Josh saying, probably the best I could have done in quali. Well, I got to say that's a fantastic quali, Josh. Brilliant stuff indeed there. 13th on the grid there, and I'd say that's a good opportunity there to get some points there and to get your first point of your IRC career. And so good luck as well. I do not like to play favourites, but I'd like to see Josh and the Williams team get a point there as well. So hopefully none of the other eyes, hopefully none of the IRC guys are watching qualifying, or because I'm sure because otherwise I think I might be in a bit of trouble there as well. But as Josh said, they're going to catch these lot. But I got to say them, this track is I think this track's been very fruitful so far. And I'm not sure what you guys think there, because it's the first time we're here in Vietnam for IRC, as we have done the 2 new tracks now on the IRC calendar. Of course, we was at the Dutch Grand Prix just 3 weeks ago now, wasn't it? I got to say, that was my favourite race of the season so far. I love the Dutch Grand Prix, so I'm expecting something really good here in this race as well. Then, of course, then, and as I've already mentioned, this is the triple threat header, isn't it, of the IRC season, isn't it? With going to Monaco, then here tonight, and then we go to Singapore in a week's time as well. So these races are very coming thick and fast, aren't they? Which is not what the drivers want, is it? They would like to have had these races spread out then, because this could really make or break your season, can it? Especially with the momentum. Well, currently after Monaco, I think that the momentum is very much on. It was very much would have been on actually T Sammy, really, because he would have had the best results if you average it out. But with disqualification now, I think that the momentum is very much on Max there, who's really equalled it out there with 2 podium finishes in the Dutch Grand Prix in Monaco last time out. So but of course he's down in 15th position at the moment, isn't he, the championship leader, and he's got a lot of overtaking to do as Maxi tonight. Then of course, so he can potentially lose the lead of the championship tonight, but that is only if Steve wins the race. So so Steve, so the pressure's on Steve there to really knock Maxi off his perch then, and that is still a potential of what he could do then. Steve possibly should have won in Monaco, maybe, as I got to say, he's a very unlucky driver, isn't it, Steve? Because he probably, more often than not, should have won a lot more Grand Prix than what he has in IRC. I think whether it's rogue safety cars. Remember last season, strategy last season for Steve, that really he was just I think the luck was just not with him in the first couple of races, was it? As he seemed to be on the wrong end of strategy calls, wasn't it, with safety cars coming out at the wrong time and all that kind of jazz. Steve coming through the final turn, and he sets the first fast lap of the qualifying free session at 35.4 then. But that has been eclipsed there by Timmy there, who's done a 34.8 then. Good 17 there. Renault driver coming in the background. Hogg has had a bit of he can go quicker than that, I feel. Hogg can, and it's a bit disappointment. T Sammy only in the 36s then as well then, as Sprint coming across the line. He is second fast moment. Timmy is the benchmark at the moment, and he has got a good old benchmark as well in that McLaren. Harry in 4th position as well. Lovely stuff indeed then from Harry. Both McLarens first and fourth then after the first set of times as well, as Rizzlesticks there. Goodness me, the back end looked like he was trying to overtake the front there, which is never a good sign, is it, in the final sector around here. So Rizzlesticks then coming into the final turn as well then. 22. Oh, look at the back end trying to wag out there, isn't it? Goodness me. And into 23. Oh, had to oh goodness me, they had to correct himself, and that has lost a bit of time then. In the background of Mercedes and Fizzy. Goodness me, he is showing up late to the party, Fizzy is, but he's still in the party, and he is second fast at the moment. He is 5 thousandths of a second down at the moment on the man who's on pole position there. Val is out on circuit as well, but I think he's had an issue there, so Val's going to have to come back into the pits, and Matt is had a brush with the wall, hasn't he? Oh, with the wildlife, whatever he's had a brush with. Unfortunately, he has damaged the car. But it's still going to be a competitive time. He's still 6th fastest then in the Alpha Tauri as well. Wow, that's a cracking grid, isn't it? I think if we stop qualifying here, I'll be more than happy. But of course, we cannot do that because we have still got a bit of time to go. Val is gone into a 36.1 as well. Good time there for Val. I think I just read his speedometer the wrong part there, and I was trying to sound cleverer than what I actually am then, which is never a good sign, is it? As there's a 6 down in 9th position. So here comes Timmy coming into the pits then, and he is currently the man on pole position then for the Vietnamese Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Frank then, of course, who is just a go Fizzy, and at the moment Fizzy is doing a cracking job. He is second at the moment, and I gotta say this is the first real turn of pace that Fizzy has shown, hasn't it? I think in this qualifying session he's been really I feel that he's really snuck up on me, hasn't he, to be honest. And Timmy doing a cracking job as well on pole position, and that's a cracking grid. I'm loving this at the moment. Matt is in, got some end plates as well. Val is 3 tenths a second up, then he's having a much better fist to this, isn't he? As he's got DRS down the back straight, and his teammate Fizzy is up in second position now. I was saying that Val so far is in front of Fizzy in terms of the Drivers' Championship, isn't he? And of course, I wonder if Fizzy heard that and he didn't like that, did he? And now he is going to come blast out the gates, and he is now second on the grid. And good stuff indeed. That is, I might take a big old inhale of breath, man, as I'm about to as I'm exhaling there, as this is getting very good indeed. I don't even know what I'm saying, really, to be honest. I can't even say it, let alone do it. As Matt is coming into the pits. Well, look at that sunshine there, blind in there, Val. But Val's not going to be too interested in that at all, is he? He is only interested in that finish line. He comes over the finish line, he into the Armco. That shouldn't hurt him too much because he's 3rd faster, 10th for a second away from Fizzy. And the Mercedes there have really come calling, haven't they, in this final part qualifying. He has got to get motoring and get back to the pits pronto. C is out on circuit, Timmy is out on circuit as well, and they're out on track very early on. They do not want to risk yellow flags in this qualifying session, do they? They don't want to have a Schumacher-esque scenario of he just parking in a tight part of the circuit. And they're on board with Tim at the moment, so he's just getting himself warmed up. Stig is coming out on circuit as well. I'm not sure, is Val going to be able to get back in and come back out then? It's going to be very tight, isn't it, guys? Goodness me. So he's really got to push that, hasn't he? On board then with Stig at the moment, as he is now just setting up the car, isn't he? This is not top performance from Stig, is it? The man who's second in the World Championship, the man who has had 2 pole positions this season, hasn't he? He's been on pole position at the Monaco Grand Prix and also at the Spanish Grand Prix as well. Is he going to add Vietnam to his list then of pole positions then in the month? Then whoever gets pole position then, they aren't going to top Max's record of 4 this season, is it? Because he is 2 in front of T. Sammy and Steve as it stands at the moment then. This is up front. That's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? On board, as of course, Haas is powered by the Ferrari, isn't it? The Ferrari power plant. And of course, I don't think this season that no one wants to be powered by that Ferrari, do they? Goodness me, last season it was really giving them a lot of speed, wasn't it? But of course, whatever happened with the FIA and Ferrari, whatever has happened, it's under wraps, isn't it? But whatever has happened, that they have really lost a lot of speed, haven't they? Is it a shame or not? It's a shame that we didn't hear what the thing was, isn't it? Really, but what the issue was with that engine, but. It's a shame that Ferrari have lost all that speed as well, isn't it? It really is a shame because we could have been robbed of what would have been a classic battle, nonetheless, between Ferrari and Mercedes as well. And I think I'm going to sneeze, to be honest. I'm trying to stop myself, but that tickle is getting too great as well. Steve there is not doing any tickling at the moment, is he? He's just got his foot planted to the floor, hasn't he? As he is now coming into the hairpin and dropping down into second gear, the 40-mile-an-hour mark, before getting back on the power, and away he goes then. And we're coming now into the final part of the circuit, so this is where you need as much downforce on the cars as possible, but whatever happens, you cannot change the car now, can you? You're in park firmly, and you have to live with what you've got, really, what you brought you to the dance, so to speak then. And Steve then, you can see, look at this, and turning, isn't it? Oh goodness me, then he's run out of hers then, hasn't he? As he's now into 22, now into 23, the final turn then from Steve. He comes over the line. Is it going to be pole position? Is it enough? It is. 4/10 of a second improvement, and he is in the 35s there. He is only 4 fast at the moment then. Oh, goodness me. Timmy is really put on a benchmark, hasn't he? He is matching his time. Timmy is in the second intermediate split time. What is he going to do into the final sector as well? And, I'm not sure if he's made a mess there. Turn 23 free. No, he hasn't. He's a 10th of a second in front there. Brilliant stuff there. And he has just improved his position there. Alfa Romeo then, it's just got to be the 5th fastest. And that was T. Sammy, but he's down in 5th for this one. This is cracking here in Vietnam. Brilliant stuff indeed then. Oh, wow. And we've got Hogg who's gone into 7th fast as well in the second Renault. Mercedes then out on circuit as well. We've got who else in this? I think we've got Rizzlesticks as well. Here's Rizzlesticks then. He is on circuit one, and he's got a bit of slipstream here as Val. I think is out on circuit then, so he is on an outlap. On an outlap is the other Mercedes of Fizzy. We've got Sprinter, we've got Harry and Matt also on circuit as well. Timmy at the moment is the benchmark by 2/10 of a second as it stands at the moment, and this will be his first pole position since his first season. RC, goodness me there. And it's been a long time coming from Timmy, hasn't he? He's been a very unlucky man, hasn't he, in the races. In qualifying, he has always shown that he is a very strong hand, isn't he? Unfortunately, Rizzlesticks has had some issues there. Harry has started that, and so is Fizzy as well. Got to keep an eye on what Fizzy can do then. Here's the first man then. Oh no! And he's overcooked it into turn 2. Fizzy has the man who is second on the grid there, and oh goodness me, Fizzy is down in qualifying now. He will not be able to get pole position here tonight. What a shame for Fizzy, and that is a big blow indeed there. I think the track evolution might cost him second here then. What a shame there from Fizzy in the Mercedes then. But of course, the advantage for Fizzy is he has already got that time in the books, hasn't he? And that time is already nailed in history. So the other guys have just got to absorb the pressure and get it done. Fizzy is going to be 5th faster. We're going to have a new pole sitter in RC this season. Well, goodness me, that's looking very much likely now. The only man that can stop it is T. Sammy's got 2nd fast. I was just about to say, and he is 2nd on the grid there. And he has pipped Fizzy then. So T. Sammy is 2nd, but he's still 2/10 of a second adrift of Timmy at the moment. In this second McLaren, Timmy is in the pits as well, and he is cheering down the pits, and Steve is finished, Hogg is finished, Rizzlesticks is finished, and so on then. Harry then is just coming out the second out of the hairpin now then, 2/10 of a second approximately in the second section then, and let's see him now thread his way through. Oh goodness me, he's threading his way through very nicely indeed, isn't he, through the barriers then, and now is he coming up then into the oh goodness me, he's run wide there on the curb, so hasn't he? And now then turn 22, and now into the final corner as well. Oh, getting very close to the barrier then. Oh, and let's see what he can do then. Fuel light is flashing. He's concerned about that. Harry goes 7 fastest in the McLaren, and here comes the Alpha Tari of, I think it's Sprint. I've got the wrong one. Sprint is on pole position for the Vietnamese Grand Prix. 44-4. Oh my goodness me, Val is in the pits as well. What can Matt do? As Matt then comes through the final corner, then Matt goes into 7 fastest. Oh my goodness me! As we've already heard that when we sprint 1 in Monaco just 2 weeks ago, and now he has got a pole position then here in Vietnam then, or has he? As T7 now is coming through the final part of the course as well. I don't think it's going to be looking at the time at the top left hand side there, right hand side I should say. As I think that's done it and dusted then. Sprint pole position then for the Grand Prix here in Vietnam. What a performance from Sprint now. He got his first win last time out, and now he's on pole position then. Who can stop this man at the moment? He is in the ascendancy. I was talking about a championship challenge in the future. Maybe I should be thinking about, maybe the future is now for Sprint then. Oh goodness me then, what a performance from Sprint, and he is on pole position then for the race coming up in just a jiffy as well. This man is on fire at the moment then, and Timmy is alongside Ron Rowe, and that's a juicy grid, isn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed then, and that is the first pole position outside the top 3 this season then, and it's now a Sprint is in 4th position, is in the championship, and he's not too far away from the battling guys at the front next. So he is just he's just over 2 wins behind, which does sound quite a lot there, but anything could happen in RC, and it usually does that. 10th for a second there, Sprint was in front of Timmy, and then Timmy was on on pole position for the majority of the session there, but Sprint there pulled it out of nowhere, didn't he? Third position was T. Sammy, Fizzy in fourth position with Val fifth, Steve in sixth position, Matt in seventh, Harry eighth, Hog in ninth, and Rizzlesticks completes the top 10. That's a cracking grid, isn't it? As we get racing now then. As Jan saying, great powerful Sprint there. It really was, wasn't it? And of course, apart from the fact is that I got the wrong Alpha Tari in the end then. So hopefully Sprint will forgive me. Right then, so we're now going into the race itself then, and absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. And I've got to say, oh look at that then, we've got a bit of sunshine now, haven't we, after the moody cloud conditions of qualifying then. So how is that going to affect the race itself? And there are the 20 cars, I think it's 19, isn't it? There are the 19 cars then getting ready to get racing here in Vietnam as well. And the first time the IRC is in Vietnam, that is the trend here tonight, isn't it? First time for everything. Sprint then on pole position with Timmy alongside him. That is the front row of the grid then. And Maxi down in 15th position as well, the championship leader. And his championship rivals hasn't taken the march in qualifying. But remember, the points do not get rewarded in qualifying. They get rewarded here and now then. Right then, so that is it then. Strategies are finished then, and we are going to get ready to race around Vietnam as well then. And of course then we're going to go through the grid then from pole position to 20th on the grid as Sam Karts is in the station. Lovely stuff indeed then. So hopefully he can have a good race then. And we got all kinds of the compounds running out there at the moment. We got soft, the medium, and the hard tires. Lovely stuff indeed then. And on pole position then is Sprint. One in Monaco, pole position today. This man is on fine, Vettel, isn't he? Second position is Timmy, brilliant stuff there for the McLaren driver. Third position is T. Sowie then. Let's see what can T. Sowie do from now. He is still a threat, isn't he? From third position, Fizzy didn't get a second run in. Potentially Hugo could be the man on pole position, or potentially on the front row. He is still on the second row in fourth position. And Val very closely following his teammate very closely in fifth position. The top five are on the soft tyres and Steve, the only man on the medium tyres in the top 10, is sixth position at the moment then, as he might be a bit disappointed to be down in sixth position. There's his strategy then. There's a two-start strategy by the looks there for Steve. We'll find out if that is going to come into fruition then. Matt in 7th position then, Harry in 8th position, Hog in 9th then, and Rizzlesticks in 10th position as well. Outside the points is Roscoe. Roscoe there is in 11th position there. He is on the medium tyres. He was the man who was able to choose whatever tyres he wants to start on, and the first man to choose whatever tyres was started. 12th position is Asdog. He's on the hard tyres. Josh in 13th position. He's on the medium tyres. Hard tyres for Penny. Medium tyres then for the championship leader Maxi. 16th position is Snapman. This is first race in almost a month, I think. And let's see what he can do. He's on the hard tyres. Sprinters. 17th position is Double. JJ in 18th position then in the Williams there. PB in 19th position there. He wasn't interested in qualifying, but I think his pay packet only comes out in race day. And as we're on board with Sam Karts, who is not in the car by the looks, so unfortunately I don't think he's going to take part in the race as well then. 28 laps then around here then. This is going to be a marathon, isn't it? Who is going to be able to stay out the walls? Who is going to be able to claim the first ever victory here in Vietnam for the IRC World Championship? On pole position is Sprint then, as we're just watching PB, who is coming up to the line then in the second half then as well. As you can see, look at them all peeling off in front of him. Can PB get another points finish of the season as well? He hasn't had a points finish, I think, since Australia, but I think that this one might be about survival of the fittest in this race then. We are waiting for those lights then to come on then, and there they are. We have 4, we have 5, there's a pause, and we are racing in Vietnam, and it's a terrible start for the Mercedes. It's a appalling start. Val hasn't moved off the line, and look at this then, the sprinters leading. I think he's had a great launch then, and Timmy is in Timmy in second position, and T's having third. We got Debris on the first squad already. Steve in fourth position. T's had a fantastic start, hasn't it? As Fizzy jumping down the order, both Mercedes are on the appalling start, haven't they? Each there, but Fizzy is still still there, Bubs. Hog is on the outside, he's on the wrong part of the course, isn't he, Hog is? But he's still in front as Maxi has also got the competition as well. Lovely 17, doesn't say as a drafting coming down then, and look at this, and that is, I think that's sprint, Rizzles, that is Rizzles, and now is the tower is trying to sort itself out, and it's going to get very twisty around here, out turn 6, as Hog had to turn out there, and he has dropped down into 11th position as well, as Maxi is, I'm trying to look see where Maxi is. I think Maxi's had a crack inside, isn't it? No, yeah, he's down in 14th position there, the championship leader, but he's got two racing points right behind him as well. Oh, goodness me, there's a Sam there. There's a good pass. I didn't think Sam was in this race, but it looks like he is coming down to the hairpin for the first time. The top three has got a second and a half. That's a roll. That's not good on the inside of Steve, and they've made contact, and there's damage at the back there for one of the Alfa Romeos. It's Alstock. There's yellow flags there. So we got all kinds of carnage down there, and and that's a Red Bull off us. Roscoe's had some issues as well in the Red Bull. He has damaged the car. We have a safety car here. Oh dear then. And of course, I'm not sure what the safety car is for. But unfortunately, then I think it might have been for the for just a couple of taparoos there. So the safety car might have been deployed a bit too early there. So Josh is up to a fantastic 9th position. Then good 17 there for Josh. He's damaged the end plate on that Williams there. I wonder if he's going to take trying to come in the pits. Indeed he is, and we've got a lot of pit activity. Asdog in the pits. Josh has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well, as and we're on board with him now as well then. So we've got a safety car in this race then, and goodness me, what a start to the race that was then. It was very much action all the way in. It's Bert Mylander, it's just parked up out the exit, turn 3 then, and just ready to receive it. Maxi, the world championship leader, is in the pits as well. Oh goodness me, look, that's a lot of damage for the Ferrari driver then. Of course, he was always going to be against there, starting from 15th on the grid then, the championship leader. He is changing the nose cone on the Ferrari, and he is going to be out, and just he's on the soft tyres then. Interesting call then. We'll have a look to see what tyres. I thought that Timmy was dropping down the order then. I think it's just the tyre there, just doing its usual groove there, isn't it? As it's coming out the pits now. Roscoe in front of Max there. Oh, that's a great battle, isn't it? Josh down in 8th position, Val down in 7th position. Val just didn't go off the line, did he? I'm not sure if the anti-stall kicked in or what for the Mercedes driver, but whatever, he just couldn't get off the line, could he? Asdog also down in 4th position as well, and Asdog, unfortunately, I think he got up to 7th position. He had a cracking start, and unfortunately he's dropped all the way back down to 16th. Biggest winner off the line then is Sam Karch, but I'm not even sure if he's even in the race. Otherwise, apart from that, is JJ up to 11th position as well. Val, of course, unfortunately dropped down 12 positions there, unfortunately then. So the tyres they've gone on then, medium tyres for Asdog and Val. Josh, Roscoe and Maxi have gone for the attacking strategy as well. The only man who's on the hard tyres still is actually Penny, Snap and PB, as the rest of them were on the hard tyres. Now changed tyres because of damage there on this opening stint as well then. So safety car, I think, will be out for one more lap, and we'll be back racing just a jiffy. But once again, Spring can get used to this. He's in the lead once again there since, as I said then, the breakthrough performance in Monaco has really changed this man, hasn't he? He's become a machine as the front of the field, and he is looking, I've got to say, he's looking very confident there, isn't he, behind the safety car at this moment in time. But of course, we're in the very early stages, sprinters, and I think that this is going to be a very different challenge to Monaco, isn't it? So yes, we cannot count our chickens before they hatch just yet, can we? Just on board then with Max, who's down in 20th position at the moment then. So then the safety car is staying out for one more lap then, and I'm wondering if anyone's going to take advantage of just coming in the pits. No, they've all stayed out then, and we're going to go from there then as well then. So at the moment then, Maxi is last at this stage of the race then. He's still got we've only done 3 laps around here, so we have got a long way to go then. We've still got 25 laps to go around here, so anything can happen in this race, and it usually does. This is the first time the IRC is here in Vietnam there. I've said it a lot of times because it's quite an important point, isn't it? I know who's going to be the first winner, who's going to be the first man there to stand on top of the podium here in Hanoi. And once again, they're all slowing it down again then, and yeah, it looks like a bit of stop-start now in the midfield then. We're watching the back of the pack then, just to keep an eye to see what's going on there, and just make sure no one drives into each other. Indeed that I'm not sure if talking of which then, Sam Karch, who's got up from 20th to 10th there, I knew he'd dropped out of the session then, but I'm not sure he's back on one, because he's a bit of ghostly there, isn't he? He's a bit see-through, a bit transparent, which I would assume that he is not in the car then, but he's up into a fantastic 10th position then. So maybe I'm just maybe maybe I'm not giving Sam too much. I'm giving him too much surface there. And I'm not. There's JJ there. Has he gone into him? He looked like he did overhead. Hopefully he hasn't damaged end plate. He looks okay then. As we're waiting for that magical safety car message to come back in the pits. They're already running side by side, aren't they? At this moment there. So then there's So let's take stock then. We're on lap 3 then out of 28. It's a safety car is leading us around then. Sprint leads Timmy in second, T Sammy third. That is status quo. Fizzy in fourth position then. Safety cars in the end. It's that Matt up in the fifth then. Steve 6th. Harry 7th. Rizzle Sticks 8th then. Hog in 9th then. And Sam in 10th position then. JJ 11th. 12th is Penny. Double in 13th. Snap 14th. PB 15th. The pit stoppers then. Adstock 16th. Val 17th. Josh 18th. Roscoe 19th. And 20th is Maxi. So then Sprint now is letting the car, safety car, go off then as Bert Mylander sprints off out of sight as Sprint is now going to drop the hammer then. When is he going to drop the hammer then? It's very difficult, isn't it, around here to really get it right, isn't it? But of course it's not a too long of a run down to turn 1, and I wonder if he might just drop the hammer then. He has dropped the hammer now, and he is gone, and that's an 8. That's a perfect start out for the sprint now, right on the money, and we're back racing here in Hanoi as we're coming down then to complete lap 3 now then, as T Salmon in his 3rd position then. 4th is Fizzy, Matt in 5th position, Steve in 6th position as well. We've got a second between Steve and Harry. Rizzle Sticks up to 8th position as well. We've got PB, and that Snap is going on the inside. Asdog on the outside, and oh goodness me, and I'm not sure what's happened there. And Asdog there is okay. Then PB there is I think it's okay as well. There's a bit of damage there. I think it's on Snap's car. He's dropped down the order, hasn't he? Snap has, and we also got Val. So look at this. Look at these Kia cars then as well. Goodness me, it's getting very fraught at the back, isn't it? Snap has got damage there. What a shame for Snap then. Sprint then, of course, he had a good start, hasn't he? But unfortunately, he's dropping back now. He's dropped back into the clutches of Timmy then, and here he comes then. As there's no DRS just yet. Val is just oh goodness me, we're looking at back on the back of the grid here. Look at the talent in the back here. Incredible stuff. Oh, there's contact there, and he's gone through there. Sprint there is there. No, it's Timmy who's taking the lead, then going down into the hairpin. He has taken the lead. Sprint there has been passed there, and Timmy leads the Vietnamese Grand Prix. Impressive stuff indeed there. And Roscoe's got past PB as well. And yeah, Timmy there. Sprint had a cracking start, but Timmy has come back at him in the second part of the lap, and now he takes the lead. And now from Mercedes and Fizzy dropping back as well. Yellow flags is fluttering. PB has gone right off the circuit now. He has damaged the car, and that's not good at all for PB. Is it? And we got Penny's dropping down the order. Penny's gone off as well. There's some issues at the back there, and they got yellow flags in free. And it's all kicking off at the back then. Timmy is still leading them on. And look at these 3 cars then, and this is going to get very interesting indeed. And Timmy is we got more action at the back as well. As look at this, and these killer car. Oh my goodness me, Roscoe home to take a base of action, and he is now up in the 14th position, and Val is also all over the tail of Roscoe as well, and this is very fraught at the back, isn't it? Goodness me, and pit stops then. Asdog is back in the pits again, so is and Josh is also in the pits as well. That's 2 pit stops in the matter of a couple of laps as well, and that's not good at all. Is it? Yellow flags in 3 as PB has had he's had more issues there as well. And now then there's a Sprint there is starting to feel the pinch there, as they come down then into turn 4. And of course that's the first of the DRS zones. We haven't got DRS just yet. Hog has got past Rizzle Sticks. Hog is now up into 8th position in that beautiful yellow and black Renault there. Max has got past Double as well, and there he is. And Maxi, the World Championship leader, is now coming through the field, and he is having the 12th position. Next target is JJ. So Maxi there is trying to minimise the damage here. And look at this, that is T Sammy there. Look at this, and he's got the overtake button there. He is going to go on the look at this, and the Sprint is struggling full straight line speed, and T Sammy is gone through. He's passing Sprint and the pole sitter, and he is through and up into second position as well. Sprint dropping down the order at the moment there, and he is lacking straight line speed, isn't he? And look at this then here. It's oh goodness me, we've got a lot of action there down this back straight. What's going to do? Is that Oswald that just breezed by Double then, and the yellow flags in front of us. What's going on in front of us? It's JJ. JJ's had a couple of issues there down the back straight as well, and he is down into 60th position. Well, JJ was out to a fantastic 11th position there. 1.5 seconds separates Timmy. Now we got T Sammy in second position. 3rd position is Sprint, and he has gone from 1st to 3rd in the matter of 2 laps there from for Sprint. Unfortunately, not sure. I think it's just a lack of straight line speed. Timmy has set the fastest lap of the race as well. Then, as there's a field spread around this circuit, isn't it? DRS has now been enabled, but there's not many cars in DRS at the moment. Then, but the one man who is in DRS then is Sprint. Then, so he's going to get the as Max is at the fast up the race, well, now still going to get the attention of the likes of Steve and T Sammy, isn't it? And of course all these front runners as well, as they're now accelerating and on the back straight as well. Steve is also in DRS range of Matt as well, as they're battling for 5th and 6th position then, so we're coming down then into 4 and 5 as well. Oh goodness me, and what a start then as well. Maxi is now almost back in the points then after looking a bit very frightful at the end of the safety car period there, as he was down in 20th position. Great stuff out from Maxi. He is back up in the 10th position. Great stuff as we're coming down the back straight once again then, and let's see then as there's a sprint there. It's just falling into the back once again then. I think he's just very slow in a straight line, the sprint is. I'm not sure what's going on with sprint. And look at this, there's Fizzy who's just going out and look there. I wonder if sprint is bolted on a big old wing, hasn't he? So which means he's going to be very comfortable in the final sector, but unfortunately it's the back straight then. It's really straight now. And look at Sam Clark, getting back through. Oh, it's Maxi there. Who's oh goodness me, and he's going on the inside of Sam there. Goodness gracious me, and he is thrown up into 10th position then. Lovely stuff indeed then. Roscoe is also Roscoe and Val also passed double as well then, so we'll see them two now also start to catch up to the back. So, oh, it's a Timmy there. I think I had to take evasive action now, didn't he? Look at that. Oh, yellow flag then. What's up? It's Penny. Penny's on this there. He has spun it. And a lovely pair out there from Penny. And away he goes. No damage done for the racing point. And on he goes. Oh, there's Fizz getting very squirrely in the background there. As I've just taken a look there. And look at how much time Sprint gains at the end there. So to me then, he has got a completely different configuration of setup, hasn't he? He is so quick in the middle, in the final part of the course, isn't he? And now then, as Maxi, as it looks like a bit of synchronized throwing out from the Ferraris, by looks possibly I might have done Maxi just disservice there, but it seemed to me like that Rizzo 6 was just pulling over and letting the championship leader go through that. Back on board with Sprint at the moment, and he is second at the moment. Roscoe is just coming up behind that Sam Coates as well. Oh, is that as Hogg is past Harry? Hogg is now up into 7th position. Lovely stuff indeed there for Hogg. Going back to this here, and look at these. This is a free car train it is. As Sprinter, look at how much he is dropping there. He's dropping so much, isn't he? And that is incredible, isn't it? Look at this. Oh, T7 there is gaining. And as he got down, look there. He's showing the nose cone, that Alfa Romeo. But Timmy is not going to budge too easily, is he? And now we've got Matt then, who is now, look at these guys. They're also, but it's 3 by 3 by 3 at the moment, isn't it? Good to see the top 3, the second 3 as well. Then we've got, as Hogg and Harry there is still battling away. Then Hogg has gone on the outside then. And he is, and he stayed into 7th position. And there's Harry is in 8th position. Well, Maxi is also coming as well then, isn't he? Roscoe up into 11th position. Lovely 70. Then Penny is in the pits there after having a couple of issues there as well. We're on board then with Harry at the moment, and he is as T Sammy's in the pits. T Sammy is in the pits, and that's a very early pit stop there for T Sammy. We're on board then with the champion, the defending champion. Also Fizzy's in the pits as well. Maybe I'm wrong then, but I thought it'd be a bit early than for the pit stops then, but I'm saying that it's lap 8, isn't it? We've been behind the safety car as well. This race has gone by too quick, isn't it, for me? Yep, so lap 8 then. I thought it was early, but it's not at all, and this might be bang on a 2-stopper then. Maxi set the fast stop of the race then, and he has now got a bit of clear track, Maxi has. Or I've told a lie, because he's now right behind Hogg then. So we've had 4 cars in the pits. It is T Sammy, Fizzy, Harry, Rizzle Sticks then, and they are going in, and they're going to have an undercut advantage now on Sprint and Timmy, so they've got to really make hay whilst the sun is shining. And when the sun is shining, that's because they got a bit of clear track as well then. And now we're on board with Maxi then, and look at this, he's gaining on Hogg. He is alongside Hogg, he passes Hogg, he moves up into 5th position, and that is a job done then. And now we're on board with C then as well, who is second in the World Championship. His championship rival is only 5 seconds behind him. There he is, there's the flash of red in the background as well. And you can see then is C there is trying to keep in the slipstream of Matt, but looks like the Alpha Taris have gone completely opposite direction. Sprint's got a lot of rear wing on, whilst Matt has gone the opposite and has gone for a skinnier rear wing. By the looks of this, by the looks of the state of play at the moment then. And now we've got Val, who's in 9th position, and he came in the pits earlier on then, so he's on the medium tires. He's slightly out of sync at the moment then with the rest of the field as well. And then we're on board with Harry then. He's on the medium side as well. JJ just in front of us. JJ was just flying as high as the 11th position. Unfortunately, he had a bit of an issue, didn't he, a couple of laps ago, which has cost him a lot of time. And as Harry having a look on the inside. Oh, there's contact there. And that door is going to be closing there. Timmy has reacted a lap later. Is that a lap too late though? As we got dark clouds gathering here in Hanoi. As a Sprint now has taken the lead once again then. And I'm wondering if he's on a different strategy there, because he wants to look after those tyres perhaps. And that might be very different then, because we might be thinking about two stopper, we might be thinking about one stopper there for the likes of Sprint. Interesting stuff. Maxi in full position there. Roscoe coming out the pits. Timmy coming out the pits now, and here comes T Sammy. He is past Timmy. Timmy is going to be dropping down the order then, but of course he kind of cuts turn one, but it ain't going to be enough then, because he comes out. Oh, does it? Yeah, he does. He comes out in front of T Sammy, and goodness me then, and the undercut there was not enough. And look, Steers now at the inside. He passes Man, and he is up into second position as well. That's a very pivotal moment there in this race, and Timmy is still in front of the defending world champion T Sammy. Incredible stuff indeed then. So yeah, that lap there, that undercut attempt there for T Sammy just didn't work out, did it? And we're back on board now then with Matt. Look at how quick he's gaining, and he has DRS already, and he's now has DRS, and he was gaining with fully DRS, and look at this other side. Oh, Steer just edging over to the other part of the track there, and like in Monaco, might be an AlphaTauri 1-2. Well, it could be, but Steve just blasts on the outside, keeps the momentum, and he's still in second position then, and keeping Matt at bay, and that is also a very important moment in this race, isn't it? With Steve starting on the medium tyres, of course, so he's just got past the Rizzle sticks as well. Timmy is now all over the back of Roscoe. Roscoe has done 7 laps on those soft tyres. These medium tyres are brand spanking new. All that work that the McLaren team done. This might come, it might all be, might also come, might not be good enough though in terms of who's in the pits. Matt's in the pits, as I'll try to get my words out. Oh gosh, yeah, because all the great work done on McLaren has done. That could come undone with T. There he is, T. Sammy in the background, and he is less than half a second away. Then, as you can see, then we've also got Hogg in the pits as well. And he needs to get by as quickly as possible. Timmy has at the moment. It's great to see Timmy battling up there, isn't it? He's up the inside. He passes Scott, passes Roscoe. I was going to say Scott for some reason. He passes Roscoe, and he is through there. Who is Scott? And but that is not good at all, because Roscoe's gone back up and under from a Timmy point of view. From Timmy fans out there, that is not looking good, is it? For not looking good at all, is it? For the man who's on the front row, as Matt's now coming out of the pits, and he's in at 12th position by the looks at. And look at this, and Timmy is now going to try and go back through it, and he's up the inside of Roscoe, and he passes as well. You can see that curve does spit you out there and really hinders the car beyond there. So good stuff there from Timmy, but Roscoe is not a man that that takes it getting overtaken very lightly indeed, does he? On board with T Sammy now as well, and so he will have DRS down this back straight roundabout now. Where is that line then? We're just there, it is, and he's got DRS, and now Roscoe, can he feel that he can probably feel T Sammy's presence there? He can see the nose cone in his wing mirrors. Roscoe's going to have a look on the inside too. Oh, going to see that he's on the inside. There's been a bumping going on, and so Roscoe there tried to I wonder if he was defending there and just overshot, or perhaps it was an attempt of an overtake then, but Timmy was having none of it then, and that is pivotal for Timmy, isn't it? And we've also got Hogg, who's got past Matt Bullock. Sprint is in the pits there. He might be losing. Let's see if he loses track position or not, because these guys are losing time there, aren't they, in the dirt yet, and so Sprint hasn't changed those tyres yet, has he? We're keeping an eye on him. The Steve takes the lead. Oh, that's Roscoe in the pits then. So Roscoe is in the pits, and Maxi is having the second position. He's on a great drive on those soft tyres, isn't he? At the moment, then it's Sprint there coming out of the pits now. And where is his rivals then? I hear us. There they are on the left-hand side of the wall, and he is now coming. And look at this, and how slow is it in the pit lane? Goodness me, it must be agony. He has dropped behind the Mercedes, hasn't he? Sprint has then, and staying out that little bit longer there has cost him track position. Oh, goodness me, he's going to come out just in front of that. That's rain. I said rain now. It is raining. So yes, that's why Steele's on the medium tyre fraps, and he is just waiting for the rain, and here it comes. And of course, it was threatening to rain, wasn't it, in qualifying, but it never transpired. But now it's raining. How heavy is it going to rain in this race? Goodness me, we ain't even at half distance yet, are we? So oh goodness gracious me then. So Maxi is in the box seat. Steve's in the box seats as well. And yes, so that is very much what's going on right now. We got rain then on the horizon, and we're on board then with T Sammy once again. And look at those raindrops on the camera lens here. Oh goodness me, still got 20 cars there. So PP's got a penalty there for speeding in the pits there. I was going to say we've still got all 20 cars in this race at the moment as we come down into the hairpin once again. And T Sammy there is trying to get himself back for and get himself back in position as well then. So yeah, that's why Max is saying that. I'm wondering if that might have been Sprint's play as well, perhaps. But unfortunately, as soon as he came in the pits there, he just didn't get the didn't get the rub of the green, did he? Because all of a sudden started raining, and Hog is now then is back behind Sam. I'm trying to work out if Sam's in the race or not, because if he's, I think he's on a fantastic race, isn't he? But I'm not sure if he's driving that car or not. So then I think that now I've got to take a look at the times. Then how long is it going to be before these guys go on to the intermediate tires? Is anyone going to try and stay on the dry tires? It does depend on how wet it gets. That is a very look at Sprint now. He's just basically cruised up to the back of T Sammy on those soft tires he's on as well. So Sprint now probably definitely seen the rain coming, so he's on soft, and he's trying to. At this stage of proceedings, and he is just trying to make up time, and he's made up an abundance of time, hasn't he? So Timmy is dropping back from Maxi, interestingly enough. Snapper's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well, as Sam is on the intermediate tyres already. Interesting stuff then, as it's a track already wet enough for the intermediate tyres. We're on board with Snap there, with Sprint, and it is looking very greasy out there, isn't it? And look, Timmy is sliding. Maxi, Timmy's trying to T-Sammy, I know I got the T right. Is a very much locking up as the intermediate tyres in for double for Alstow for Snap then. Interesting stuff, and they're all rolling the dice then. And look at these cars then. Look at this T7 there. It's going on the outside. He's going to be passed. He's already passed Timmy, and DRS has been disabled, and this rain is very heavy quite quickly. And he's overshot it. Oh, T7's on the wall. He hasn't damaged the end plate though. And Sprint there is now in the fourth position. And look at this, how greasy the track is. And surely it's time to go in the pits then. Steve leads the Grand Prix on those medium tyres, I should say. And there's contact with Sprints on the outside. T Sammy has wandered off the circle as well. Oh goodness me then. And now look at this, Timmy is struggling, isn't he? Into the pits comes the race leader, I think, anyway. Yes, it's the race leader. Oh goodness me, but PB is in front of Steve. Is this going to cause problems there for the race leader? Oh goodness gracious me then. We're on board then, and look, there he is in the foreground there. And this is going to hurt. I think it's going to hurt Steve, the race leader, Steve. Oh, goodness me then. So, yes, look. Oh, no. There's a problem. Look at this. And PB is in the pits there. He's changing the intermediate tires. Maxi takes the lead of the Grand Prix here in Vietnam. And that is yellow flags there. Yellow flags. It's one of the Williams has come off in. And Steve has been majorly. Oh, look. I think it's the same for T Sammy as well. I think T Sammy's had the same issue as the Haas team as well. Oh goodness me, their teammates are a lap down, and it's really cost them. And look at the rain, it's absolutely appalling here, isn't it? Yellow flag in free down. One of the Williamses are off again. Who is it? It's I think it's Double. Sorry, not Double, it's JJ. It's JJ who's having issues there. He's on the soft tires, they're not good enough at all, are they? And now as Asdog, they're flying through. He's on the intermediate tires and almost into the barrier. Oh goodness me, and Ruskin coming out of the pits as well as Red Bull then are getting to work as well. Matt in 11th position as this rain is really throwing the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't it? Goodness me, we've got two men on soft tires. That is Rizzles and JJ. Rizzles dropping right down the order, and that is a major blow then. Maxi from 16th on the grid then is now leading this race. There he is then, and it's all fallen into place, hasn't it? He stayed on those soft tires, didn't he? He winged it out there, didn't he? Just because he knew that the rain was coming. Same with Steve. I think Steve must have looked at the weather forecast, went onto those medium tires for qualifying too, and stayed on there. But his teammate hindered him, didn't it? PB there, unfortunately cost him valuable time there, and it's cost him the lead here in Vietnam. Sprinters in third position there, Timmy in fourth. Same with T Sammy, he lost time now, I think, as his pit crew didn't seem ready there. And so we got a bit of a field spread at the moment, haven't we? Marriage down in 11th position. Goodness me, this circuit, this grid is all jumbled up. Isn't it? Look at this, at 14 positions. Max is up there, and he might get drive today at the moment in time. Then of course, Steve also have a couple positions as well. Everyone else has dropped down positions, haven't they? They're not in the best of race like that as some of them men. And Matt then he's into the hairpin as well. Then I think Snapper's having a good race down in 13th position. A good 17th. Roscoe's having a very difficult one, isn't he? So Hog and Sam are just battling away as well. I'm not as Sam having a cracking race in the 7th position at the moment. So we got Asdog who's got past Double as well. Double down in 5th position, and Asdog trying to get himself back into points contention as well. And we're on board then with Mandible, and this is the closest battle on track then. T Sammy then is going to have to start to light the time issues and get back into position then. Steve at the moment has taken quite a bit of time actually out of Maxi, because last time I looked it was 8 seconds there. This is a lot of rain in a very relatively short time, isn't it? It's absolutely pouring down out there. It really is. And hats off to all the IRC guys for not having a retirement in this race yet. Brilliant stuff indeed as they come across the line. Absolutely fantastic stuff, as Josh is now, Josh said, who had a good qualifying performance in 13th position there, all over the back of Double, and Double, oh, gotta say that they've made contact now. It's Josh trying to go at the inside. Double is struggling on this greasy surface, isn't he? And oh, gotta say, Double there having to break down the final turn, and Josh having to take evasive action then. So he's coming out of the final turn as well. Look at how wet the track is. It's absolutely saturated, isn't it? Incredible stuff indeed then. Who is the rain master? Well, at the moment then, I've got to say, Steve is looking very confident in these wet weather conditions, isn't he? He is really riding the wave absolutely splendidly well. It's down to 5.9 seconds at the moment. Oh wow, impressive stuff indeed then, as we're back on board then with Josh then, as Double is really struggling, isn't he? He cannot get the power down on that Renault, and now then is Josh there is trying to have a look then, but Double is saying no dice at the moment, isn't he? He's having a look down the inside then, but yep, Double is just keeping a car's width in front now, which is what you need to do. 5.2 seconds to gap is now. Yellow flag is when the racing points down issue. It's Penny's having an issue, and Double is dropped down then, as Josh is having 15th position then as well. And Matt has now dropped 2 seconds back as well, and unfortunately Penny's had a couple of issues there at the back of the field. Steve is absolutely flying out there. He really is then. And Maxi, I think, is a ghost though. I'm not. Is Maxi a ghost then? I'm not sure. Well, yeah, Maxi looks very ghostly to me, doesn't he? And is that why Steve is quick here? Sort of out there. And maybe well, of course he was very unlucky to be held up in the pit stop. We're on board now with Steve then, but he's a man possessed, isn't he, in this house, and we're on board then with the man then who's the quickest man out there at the moment. Look at the background, is Sprint and Timmy as well, and we've also got T Sammy, who's also lost abundance of time as well in the pit stop. As we're on board now then with Steve, and a great drive at the moment for Steve. Can he get his first race win of the season for Steve? As it's looking increasingly like at the moment he is second at the moment, isn't he? But he is catching Maxi hand over fist, and that was I think that was the Ferrari, wasn't it? I was trying to work out who that was, but the only red car is a Ferrari, isn't it? Of course. And you can see it's the tower's just gone a bit waffly there, hasn't it? And see there, now we're on board with him. And he is lining up the track, isn't he? He's looking good. Look at Maxi, he is struggling, isn't he? Look, there's Maxi, he's just in the Ferrari, and oh goodness me, that Steve's just in one break, and so it's just poured up almost behind Maxi. Wow, absolutely in front. This is Steve's gone into the barrier. He doesn't want to do that. He's in such a zone at the moment, isn't he? This is incredible driving here from Steve. Oh, absolutely fine stuff indeed there. And goodness gracious me, then we've got no times on the left hand side at the moment. Hopefully that will sort itself out, as we got a it's Penny who's got a problem again, and Penny is having a problem now. I think it's out of turn 16, I think. Oh dear, that's not good at all, is it? And now then Steve, then look at how close he is to the back of Maxi. Steve is flying out there. He's 9/10 of a second away from the Ferrari. That was a 10-second gap not too long ago. PB's got a 5-second penalty for in the pits, and as Steve is he is a man possessed in that house. Incredible stuff then, as Maxi pulling out quite a bit of time. And yellow flag said as I think one of the other racing points down issues down there as well. Now then Maxi is we're just watching Maxi now, as we're just in the background now. Steven was absolutely flying earlier on, wasn't he? And he was catching Maxi hand over fist then. And at the moment Maxi is trying to keep the gap at bay, isn't he? Oh goodness gracious me, then Sprint's now 2 seconds behind there. We've also got Timmy, who is also 1.6 seconds back as well. T Sammy is at 5 seconds back at the moment. 4 seconds, 4.9 now back as well. There are the top four right in the same shot as well. Incredible stuff, isn't it? We've got Fizzy in 6th position and Hog 7th. Sam Carter's up to 8th position. 9th position is Val. 10th position is Harry at the moment, and Matt is a second behind Harry as it stands then. In 12th position is Roscoe. Snap 13th. Fastdog 14th. 15th is Josh. Double in 16th. Rizzle 17th. 18th is JJ. 19th is PB, and Penny is in 20th position then. As now we're back on board then with Steve then, as Maxi there, look at him then, he is, I gotta say then, I think it's the braking zones where Maxi is really struggling, isn't it? Incredible stuff is from Steve at the moment. He is absolutely on fire, isn't he, this man is? As I gotta say that, I'm wondering if that pit stop problem for the Haas team really lit a fire under his belly there, because he is unstoppable at the moment. He is now coming, oh goodness me, he's on the outside of 22, he takes the lead here in Vietnam, he passes the Ferrari, and Steve is back in the lead then after the issue of the pit stop. Then we might say that might have been of course that is very much poetic justice then, but well done to see that he is back in the lead then in the Haas. Great stuff indeed then, lovely stuff indeed. But I'm wondering though, Steve was quick there, but I think the Maxi might have a problem though. Of course I don't take anything away from Steve there, because that's an incredible performance, but he is definitely brought together this battling duo, hasn't it, with sprinting for position and Timmy in fourth position at this moment in time there as well. And my goodness me, we could have another different winner in the season, and that'll be our fourth race winner in round 9 here in Vietnam. Fantastic stuff indeed then. But of course we cannot count. Oh look, Maxi's out. Maxi has lost their position, and there's a problem with the Ferrari. There's a problem with Maxi. The championship leader is dropping down the order. Oh, the man who was having a cracking race there from 15th on the grid to lead this race, and absolutely just the conditions to absolutely perfect to perfection then, and now it is going wrong for the Ferrari driver, isn't it? Oh goodness me then, oh my goodness me then, and he is back through and he is quick in a straight line, Maxi is, but look at this though, as Sprint is just so much more confident in the brakes, and that's nothing wrong with that Ferrari. And Sprint is now up into second position then, and now the next man who's on the next man that Max is going to be looking in his wing mirrors for is oh, Timmy's just gone straight through. Goodness me! And Timmy is through. He is back into third position. And Maxi then we're on board with him at the moment, and he is having major issues in this car. Then we're on board with her now. Let's see what's going on then with Maxi. He's lost a. We were thinking that Maxi was so quick, but I think it's a problem with the Ferrari as well. It might be a bit of both on that front then. And oh, Matt is past Harry. Matt is past Harry. Matt is up to 10th position. Good stuff indeed. Roscoe is also involved in this scrap as well, because we've been paying a lot of attention on the battling front runners, and we've kind of missed this one come to light, so to speak. On board with Roscoe now then as well. Oh, Harry's lost end plate. I think that was a McLaren end plate there. And oh, it's Roscoe. Look at the understeer on this car. Then it is so difficult in these treacherous conditions. Can Roscoe get a point at the moment? Well, currently he's not in the points at the moment. It's a day for more of the midfield teams to get points at this stage of proceedings, isn't it? And it's, at the moment the rain has actually got a bit lighter at this stage of proceedings then. But we're going to see the dry tyres before the end of this race. Maxi's still dropping back, and he's 3 seconds at the moment then away from, well, it's just I say that he he's still 3 seconds away from Tim at the moment, and T Sammy there, and this is T Sammy might be grinning from ear to ear then with watching it, seeing his championship rival having issues there, but of course his other championship rival Steve is leading now by 2 seconds in this race, and Harry's having major issues, and Roscoe's trying to go on the inside as well. We've also got Asdog and started to make him the blows at the first safety car restart, didn't they? We're keeping an eye to see what them two what happens to them two as well. Timmy is now also giving Sprint some cause for concern as well. As long as through, he's past Snapman. Right, and what about the other Red Bull? And the other Red Bull, Snapman is also up the inside, past the McLaren. Harry is staying on the inside. Oh, give him a bit of a burst, and Roscoe is on the outside. Harry on the inside. He has a broken wing, doesn't he? It shouldn't affect him around here then. Well, let's see then. It might affect him now into the final part of the circuit then. But Roscoe might be buying before the end of that then. As I look at T Sammy then, he is now behind the championship leader. Maxi is having a problem. He's got a major problem as the champion. I know that is not good at all, is it? Just keeping an eye on what happens here first, so it's not a lot there. So we leave him to it for now, because this is what I'm interested in now. Maxi, we're on board with him. As we look at this, and we're on board with Ferrari. What is going on there? And look at this, and T Sammy he's hit the wall as well. And there's major issues on that Ferrari car, isn't it? Look at this, he is losing time, hand over fist, and the guys in front. Oh goodness me, what a shame there for Maxi. He has driven absolutely superbly, hasn't he, in this race there? hung on to those soft tires absolutely immaculately in the first stint there. He knew the rain was coming. He knew what to do, and then of course then unfortunately then issues with his cars played this second stint, hasn't it? And Sprint now is really starting to put on a burst of energy. Look at that, and that is there's something wrong with that Ferrari, isn't there? What a shame then. And T Sammy is now up into fourth position, and Maxi down into fifth, and oh goodness me. Just taking a look at this battle here, then Roscoe and Harry then are going for another battle as well. Look in the background, that was I think that was PB, but in the background of PB I think that was Alstock. I think it was that. Oh, look at this, Roscoe's on the inside. He's on the inside for a turn two. He passes Harry. The damage on the McLaren there is too great, and Roscoe is through. He's lost 4 seconds out to Matt, who is now almost, yeah, he's now 4 seconds up the road, isn't he? And he is he's going on as well. And so Matt's next target is the racing point at the moment then. And just going back to this battle here, and this is the battle for second and third position at the moment. And look at Steve, he is not too far away at all, is he? Oh, incredible stuff indeed then from Steve then. So Steve is now 1.2 seconds away then. I wonder if he's tightening up in the car. And remember, Sprint knows how to win a race now. He won in the Monaco Grand Prix, didn't he? So yes, he knows that winning feeling now, doesn't he, Sprinters? And he'll be using that momentum to his advantage with just 10 laps to go here in Vietnam. Then can Sprint now take a another huge win in his IRC career? And look at them all, they're all Constantine and back. I wonder if Steve also took a lot of performance out of those tires when he was putting in those mega laps earlier on then. And it's coming down there once again, and I think that is a Alpha Tower in the background. Indeed it is. As Sprint now getting a bit too that's a McLaren off in the background. Timmy has gone over the curve there, and he has dulled his momentum for now, hasn't he? But this is what we want to see, isn't it? The battle for the lead here in Vietnam then. And it's Steve, Sprint and Timmy there. It's great to see Sprint and Timmy battling up there as well, isn't it? Good stuff indeed. I'm loving this. Fantastic racing, isn't it? And now the Sprint there is Steve, I should say, is just sprinted away slightly, hasn't he? But Sprint is, I got to say, I think that Sprint there has got a wet setup on, hasn't it? That might be why he was struggling earlier on this race with straight line speed there. So yes, so Sprint now definitely leaning towards a wet setup, and he is feeling very comfortable in the car. Harry is in the pits there as well. As we're now back on board with Sprint, and it's Harry dropping down the order there. What a shame for Harry, as he was battling just on the fringes of the points, wasn't he? He's dropping right down the order as well. It's going to be a very tough call to come back from there, isn't it? As yellow flag there as as Penny has gone into the wall there, and goodness me, the Renault and the Racing Point now having some major problems there, isn't he? Now as we're back on board then with Sprint, then lap 20 out of 28. Penny's off the track again, and oh dear, he's gone off at turn one by the looks there, and he's having some major issues there. The wing on that Racing Point was disintegrating when we was watching him last time. And look at this, and once again, Sprint is so quick on this final sector, isn't he? As let's look at this, and he's just gaining over Steve, hand over fist at the moment, isn't he? And look at this then as well. I think that Sprint's going to have to, like, because of the wet setup, might have a disadvantage down the straights there. So I think the Sprint might have to kind of do a out of nowhere kind of move there. The question is, though, he's good. He's on course for a second position there, which is some more valuable points for the Alpha Tower, isn't it? But Sprint has had that taste of winning champagne. He wants more, doesn't he? Surely ain't going to settle for second best, is he? Now he's a race winner, so he wants to get as many race wins as he can of Sprinters, and who can blame him there? He is a racer, isn't he? But Steve hasn't had a win yet. He's not going to relinquish that. First position very easy. And same with Timmy. It's great to see Timmy there in a race there. We haven't seen Timmy at the sharp end of the field for such a long time. It's brilliant indeed, and you can't count out the champion either. T Sammy Maxi is dropping back. He's now 11 seconds behind the championship leader. What a shame there for Maxi. He was right in this battle as well, wasn't he? It was all under control after the safety car, after the rain came, I should say, and it's just gone right down the hill, hasn't it? And now Matt is up into 9th position, Roscoe up to 10th, and Asdog in 9th position. Sam Karts comes into the pits. No retirees at this stage of the Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff in challenging conditions on a challenging circuit. These guys are earning their paychecks here tonight, and they brilliant stuff indeed then. As A sprint now, yeah, a sprint losing quite a bit of time down the back straight, and you see then it's we're just now watching Timmy as well, and just watching Fizzy now as well, who is gaining on the back of Maxi. We're on board then with Fizzy. He's coming out of the hairpin as well. Lovely stuff indeed. He's, oh goodness me, they're getting very squirrely on the old rear there as well. There is Maxi. Harry has just got past Josh as well. Harry's on the fresh intermediate tires then, and so he will have a grip advantage at this stage of proceedings as well. We've got a virtual safety car because Josh is in the wall. He's in the wall at turn 3. I think at the exit at turn 3. No, the entrance at turn 3 then. I know that is a shame there. And we're on board then with the Mercedes of Fizzy at the moment then, and that's a shame there for him. Just trying to see where, just see if we can actually find where he's parked at the moment then. Just watching to see at the moment then, and well, Josh's car has been removed then, so the virtual safety car ended just a jiffy, and yeah, it has ended. We're back green here in Vietnam then, and yeah, so he was just at the exit there. That's Williams there, just come out in front of that McLaren there, and now then is into the pits. Maxi's in the pits, and I think I think there's a problem in the wing now, so hopefully he can get some speed back in that Ferrari. But this is not very good at all. Fizzy is now up in the 6th position as well, and so they're taking advantage under the virtual safety car to make a free stop, so to speak, haven't they? Now Matt is up into 7th position then, and we've also got Roscoe also being dragged along as well. Matt going very deep into turn 1 there over the curbs then, and now Maxi is out on circuit as well. And has he now, is that pit stop fix the issue he's got then with Maxi, and hopefully he can get himself some points there. He's 5 seconds away from Fizzy, isn't he? No, Matt in 9th position there, and Roscoe's in 10th position as well. And you can see that pit exit there is very does throw me a bit, doesn't it? It's always thrown me a bit. Look at that, 21 seconds that separates 5th and 4th position there. Top 4 in a league of their own. As oh goodness me, oh Penny's having issues again now. He's facing the wrong way, and that's out of the hairpin as well. He's got to be careful because he doesn't want to get disqualified. It's a very dangerous position to be in, and he has been disqualified for driving the wrong way. He's on the wet tyres, but he was trying to get out of the way of the race there. So I don't agree that at all from Codemaster's point of view there, but Penny is our second retiree then on lap 22, and I've got to say it's been a cracking skill up and down the field, hasn't it? Because there's been no retirees up until the last lap then. So brilliant 17 JJ's in the pits there for the Williams team as well, and look at this then, the sprint now is now starting to reel it in as well. Now I've got to say, is the rain getting heavier? It feels a bit more heavier to me than you can see off the racing line. It is starting to resemble a bit of a river, isn't it, out there? So there's rain here in Vietnam there, plus the difficult track anyway is causing major issues for these cars out there. Incredible stuff, isn't it? Hogg is now at 6/10 of a second away from the championship leader. This is hurting Maxi greatly, isn't it? And Steve at this moment in time, and of course Steve, if Steve wants to take lead in the championship, he had to win the race there, which he's doing. He is doing what he needs to do, and Maxi needs to be score nil par kind of thing, didn't he? Really, because of the gap is 24 points at this moment in time. Maxi is 7th position now, and he is and he looks like he's still dropping back then. So even in the pit stop, it hasn't fixed the issue there for the championship leader, has it? It's a nightmare for Maxi. It's a nightmare scenario. It really is for the man who's, I don't think, has finished off the podium at all in his races that he's participating. No, he hasn't. Of course, he didn't. He wasn't in Abu Dhabi, was he? And that was the only race where he didn't register a podium. Well, here tonight, he's not getting a podium at all, is he? And unless we get something highly unusual in the final stages of the race, then I don't think that's going to happen either, is it? Of course, look at the gap, 22.9 seconds there between Val and T-Sammy. T-Sammy is also coming at these guys as well then, so we might have a battle for the final rostrum place as well as the battle for the lead then. I feel that Steve at the moment now is in control, more or less, isn't he? I haven't felt, we've been watching Steve, I don't feel he's been under too much stress in that cockpit, has he? Because the man who's been chasing has been sprinting there, and but Steve is handling the pressure absolutely sublimely, isn't he? With sprint now, I feel anyway, that he is on a wet setup, isn't he? And he's doing a fantastic job out there in the AlphaTauri. Lovely stuff indeed. That Hogg is still less than a second win. No DRS at this stage of proceedings then, because of course of that rain coming from the sky, isn't it? And of course it is not very safe to have DRS. And Hogg has passed Maxi. He's on the outside of Maxi. He passes Maxi. What is going? Maxi now going back at the inside because Hogg is gone in too deep. And now As you can see, look in the background, there's Matt as well, who is now going to be very interesting. This isn't he? That Hog needs to get that done quite there and then, didn't he? For if he wants to get past Maxi and keep Matt at bay, then, because Matt is only 2.5 seconds back with 5 laps to go in this race. That is not long at all, is it? And on board the Renault driver now, indeed, as we come through the final turn. And it's a Hog! It's gone into the wall. He damaged the end plate. And taking a look, there's the lap Ferrari of Rizzle 6, who's having a nightmare race, isn't he? Unfortunately for Rizzle 6. And taking a look, he has damaged the end plate. Hog has damaged the end plate. That's a major problem then for the Renault. Oh no, Hog, who was having a great race, and now all of a sudden it's not going well at all. Matt can smell blood in the water, can he? He knows that Hog is limping, doesn't he? As he probably saw the end plate off the car, because he was only 2 seconds back, wasn't he? And that is also given a reprieve then for, as we've got a yellow flag in the background, it's Roscoe, as Roscoe coming cropper. He's dropped back, hasn't he? So he has had a problem there, Roscoe has, and but he is still in 10th position at the moment, but he's now 5 seconds away as it starts. Well, and the championship is really going to be it's really Constantina up, isn't he, with this race result at the moment. Good some indeed back on board with Matt, and his Hog is pulling the way he wants to get in. It will be without damage on the Renault then. So good some indeed there for Hog. And look at this, as he's adjusting the settings there for the Renault, and he can still see Maxi and somebody. You can still see those 2 extra points in his sights then for the Renault driver then. Down to there as well, and of course this is absolutely appalling weather, isn't it? For the first time we've been here in Vietnam in IRC, and I've got to say we've been greeted by absolutely atrocious weather conditions, haven't we? Goodness me, it's been goodness gracious me. I hope everyone packed a rain mat, didn't they? I don't think it was sandals or whatever for this stage. Well, it does depend on them if you don't want getting your feet wet or not, really, do you really? But I for one do like to have my feet nice and dry. And it's into the pits comes Val. Val has got quite a he hasn't got much of a buffer, has he? So Val in the pits there with only a couple of laps to go then for the Mercedes driver. So this is interesting. I wonder why he's coming in. Is there problems? He hasn't got any damage there. He has got damage there on the Mercedes, so he's chosen to change the nose cone. Val, in every single race he's participated in IRC, he has scored points then. That record is under, well, I think that record might be under major problems now. And he is coming out of the pits. He is in 10th position at the moment, and Asdog there is just coming over the final corner as well. And the Mercedes is only halfway down the pit lane, and he is through and up into 10th position. Asdog is, and let's see then. Now his Val is coming out of the pits there. Yes, he's out of the pits just in front of Asdog there, and he should have a grip advantage at this stage of proceedings as well. So, but unfortunately though, unfortunately then for Val, he still has points then, but that's a shame then. He potentially could have got some major points there, battling right as high as 5th and 6th position with Fizzy and with his teammate Fizzy there. So Mercedes have lost quite abundance of points there, haven't they? On board then with T Sammy then, and Timmy is now turning his attention to the T Sammy rather than battling Sprint, and Sprint is still a second behind Steed, and he is still going for his second race win, but Steed is going for his first race win of the season. And very interesting stuff then as we come into the twilight of this incredible race here in Vietnam. Fantastic stuff, isn't it? We're on lap 26 out of 28 and we got 3 laps to go here in Vietnam then, and it's been appalling weather conditions since lap 11 or 12, really, hasn't it? And these drivers have been superb. Only 2 retirements so far. Hog is also mounting up a final attack then on the championship leader Maxi, who is on 8 points then as it stands at the moment then. So as much as this is a damaging day for the championship leader, it's the first time he's off the podium in terms of him participating in the race this season. It's absolutely an incredible record for Maxi, but unfortunately that record is coming to an end here tonight. And now we've got T7 and who's less than a second away. No DRS, of course, in these wet weather conditions at the moment. Val then is catching up Roscoe as well. Hog is also catching on Maxi as well. Then there are those couple of developing stories in this race. His Hog has gone right off the track there, hasn't he? Oh goodness me! And Worth has a wild lunge there for Hog, and he's lost more than he's gained on that front. I think he might have should have been a bit more. Well, it's easy for me to say, being in a very nice dry commentary box, but I'm wondering if he should have been a bit more maybe waited for his turn then, waited for his time, I should say. Sprint there is dropped back into the clutch of Timmy there, isn't it? I've got to say, it's yo-yoing around, isn't it, in the top 4. It's great stuff indeed, isn't it? It's keeping us all on the edge of our seats, isn't it, with just a couple of laps to go in this race, and brilliant stuff indeed. Then, oh my goodness me! Then so we're just back on board then with Timmy. Aston out of the race! Aston is out of the race, and we see debris in the background there, and I'm not sure what's happening with Aston, but it's on the straight here, goodness me then, and that is not good at all, is it? We're just watching now, and oh my goodness me, he's gone into the back of someone, I think, and that's a major crash there for us, so he is out then, and that's the third retiree of this race as well, goodness me then, that's not good at all, is it? And also then we absolutely disappointed that then, because he was on the fringes, so that he was just outside the points, wasn't he? Aston was. Well, that's unfortunately not going to be the case now, is it? He has got no points then in this race. Oh, Steve's gone wide then. Steve's gone wide. This is what Sprint wants then, so that's the first mistake we've seen from Steve on camera anyway, and it's 4 tenths of a second then. And now then there's a Sprint then, of course, it's down the straight then. Look at how much time he's losing, tenths of a second now, Sprint is, isn't he? Down this back straight as well then, so Steve then, luckily then, it's just pulling away slightly. But look at how much Sprint now just gains on the corner and on the corners itself, isn't it? Now you can see, look, Val has got past Roscoe. Is it coming down into turn 22 and 3? I think that's fantastic. Oh, brilliant stuff indeed then. But Roscoe's trying to come back out, and then look at that. There's a Ferrari in the foreground. I think that's Whistle 6. It is Whistle 6. Roscoe's on the inside. Val is on the outside. Look at this. And there's gold. They're so close then. And Roscoe is forced them off then. Oh, but because Roscoe very wants to keep that position, does he? But Val is on the inside. Val is on the inside into turn 2, and he is through. And up into ninth position as well. And Roscoe now sliding out of turn 2 at the exit of turn 2. Goodness me then. Oh my goodness gracious me then. Look at this. And these are really Constantine out now, and the rain is getting heavy. You can actually see it coming down in steroids now, can't you? Goodness gracious me then. What an action-packed end then to this race. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow, impressive stuff indeed then, isn't it? Oh gosh, like I say, I'm earning my dollar tonight. I really am there. I got to get off. I will lie down after this one. Steve then is now then he is coming up to the final lap then, but that rain is quite heavy now, isn't it? Out there. And Hogg is now caught right back up to the back of Maxi, hasn't he? He catches up to the back there, but he's just very tantalisingly close to the back of the championship leader. 17 cars remain in this race then. Lap 28 and now in the top 4. Oh goodness me, only a second and a half separates the top 4 as we come into the final lap of Vietnam. On board now then as well. And Steve has gone wide again now. I wonder if that might be his race alone. Actually, there might be no drama then from Steve's point of view then, but he is under the car, isn't he? Here for his sprint then, who wants 2 race wins in a row then, and of course remember Lewis Hamilton did that as well. Remember when he won in Canada and America back in 2007. But the question is now, the question for Steve for sprint is, can he get past Steve with just 1 lap to go, 1 more tour of this course? We've got Hogg who's keeping Maxi very much on his toes as well. We're going to see anyone go for a last gasp maneuver then enter the look at this. Oh my goodness me, and look, sprint now is saved up all his own side. We're on board then as he's going to go on the inside then, and now he's going to close then. He has lost a bit of momentum then. Is he going to try and look at this because he lost some momentum there? He was too quick, I feel. And now is he going to have a lunge then? He's going to have a lunge, is it? No, quite. He's gone into the back of Steve. He's gone to the back of Steve there. I think that he had too much of a good exit there on the first part of the straight there, didn't he? And he had nowhere to go and had to dull off the power because of that. And Steve has very cleverly placed this car there, didn't he? He is a wise old fox in this game, isn't he? Goodness me! Oh, but there's a sprint there. I think the sprint there was just a couple of meters back then. That might have been a different story, but of course hindsight's a wonderful thing, and of course Sprinter saved it all up to the very last part of this race, didn't they? And now then as they come through the final part of course as well, I don't think we've seen any penalties, have we? And the Sprint then, Steve wins. Oh no, Sprint is in the wall. Steve wins the Vietnamese Grand Prix. Timmy in second, T. Sammy's third. Sprint is out of the race on the final corner. He's made a mess of it. And look at this, Timmy's gone wide then. Oh my goodness me. Sprint then, who was having another fine race, is out of this race. Oh goodness me. Sprint then out of this incredible Vietnam Grand Prix. Fizzy's going to come through in 4th position. I think that's his best result of the season, if I'm not very much mistaken there. Indeed, it's great maneuver, great performance there from Steve. Maxi is going to Maxi, I think, is going to be very happy with all the car problems he's had to come through in a very fine 5th position with that then. Good 17th then. Matt coming through in a 7th position then as he sees his teammate then. And oh goodness me then, and I'm not sure what's going on here then, but Val in 8th position, Roscoe in 9th position then. And I think that Sam's going to get 10th position as well. Snap just outside the points in 11th position, but this is a very strong drive from Snap. Brilliant stuff indeed. And Harry will finish in at 12th position, and the last man to be lapped then. 13th, last man not to be lapped, I'll say. 14th position is double Rizzle Sticks. What a great performance in qualifying. The race has been a bit difficult. JJ in 16th and PB in 17th position as well. But it's Steve who has won his first Grand Prix of the season there. And my goodness me, he has really closed the gap on the championship leader today, hasn't he? With a fine drive there to fine drive then to his first win of the season. Brilliant stuff there from Steedham. Really well done indeed, albeit there with issues with the Haas team, with the pits, and with issues with the pits as well then. But apart from that then, I think that was the only drama of the day for Steedham, because he absorbed the pressure from sprint. Absolutely beautiful stuff indeed there. Sprint there, we're a bit too early on the front there. He was trying to win there, and of course we did mention that earlier on the race there, didn't we? Because since winning the Monaco Grand Prix for Sprint, he wanted to go for win number 2. He's got that taste of the winner champagne now, and he just wants it all, doesn't he? Unfortunately for Sprint, it didn't come to fruition on this stage of history, on this time in history there, which is such a shame for Sprint, and he is out of this race. And whilst Steve takes his first win of the season, then driver today was Max. And I think that I think Steve's tyres actually popped there, hasn't it? So really running to the edge there of those intermediate tyres there. And there he is, a well-deserved win for Steve. Then perhaps then it's coming a bit over. He should have had that win quite a while ago, shouldn't he, Steve? Now he has won it there. A great performance from Timmy, who to finish second, and that's his best performance of the season, and in a very long time as well. T. Sammy getting 3rd position as well. And he didn't have the out-and-out pace tonight, did he? T. Sammy did. T. Sammy didn't, but I think he'd be very happy with that, nonetheless. And third, Fizzy completing the final classification. Fizzy in 4th position. A strong drive from Fizzy, his best result of the season. Hog, a fantastic drive in 5th position as well. A really strong performance in Hog this season. Maxi down in 6th head. I think he had a penalty then. Matt in 7th. He also got the fast lap then. Matt in 7th position then. Val in 8th position. Roscoe in 9th, and then Sam in 10th position as well. Snap just outside the points 11th position. Strong drive from Snap. Harry in 12th. Retirement. Sprint retired, unfortunately, even though he classified 13th position. Double in 14th, Frizzles in 15th, JJ 16th, and PB 17th. We only had 4 retirements, and one of them was on the final corner sprint. It was classified 13th in the end. Asdog, Josh, and Penny all retired from this race here in Vietnam, and what a race it was indeed. That I gotta say, bring on next year, season 9 for Vietnam. I can't wait for that. That's a fantastic race, it really was, isn't it? Congratulations to Steve there. He's going to be on top of the world, isn't he? And why shouldn't he be? Next race though that comes up then is the final of this triple threat header, isn't it? Goodness me, Monaco, Vietnam, and then we got one more race of this very difficult time of the season, and that is Singapore round 10, and is it? And that is the longest race of the season in terms of time, isn't it? Of course, it's the slowest track on average there. We have about 30 laps around there, so it's going to be a tough one indeed. Then join us in a week's time as we'll have more action from IRC season 8 then, and of course the championship standings will be updated later on tonight. From here though, it's goodbye.